All right, all right. It's that time again. Sorry, guys, I was a little late. Thursday night throwdown back. We are back again this week after taking a couple week hiatus. There, I'm obviously in a remote location. You'll hear my mother pretty much the whole time in the background at different times. So it's part of the joy of the show today. So we shall see. Welcome, Rich. I know we're going to talk college football. I know we're going to have some differences and some discussions and different things of that nature. But let's talk about what we like today. What do we got? I will start to go get D, who is off today, but apparently has like 9,000 bets. Trying to make them all up in one day. Apparently, it looks like. So I will post those all. Rich has some bets as well, which we'll talk. Where do you want to start first? We got the NBA game getting ready to start really quick. Brooklyn and Miami. I like Bam Adebayo for 11 rebounds, and I like Jaime Jaquez to get 9.5 points. He's been doing well. Adebayo is probably right in that 2022 range. So if he starts a little low, I may jump on him live. But other than that, we shall see. And I know you picked up Jaquez there, and I messed around with you. Yeah, it's a kind of sign of desperation to pick up a guy who's going to score NBA points. But there's not a lot of points, so there wasn't a lot of things out there. So
I'm trying to manufacture a couple category wins. That's what I got. Trying to manufacture a couple wins.
All right, there's nothing wrong with
that. Limited options today. Limited options.
Definitely limited options. I will 100% agree with that. I like a lot of things. We'll discuss. There, yeah, I totally forgot we had a show. I was just there talking to my dad. It was like, oh crap, it's 7:30. Yeah, supposed to be somewhere. All right, so I will get there and I'll post my stuff on a little later, a different way, because this is going to be one heck of a thing. I will tell you, these are all D's. I'm letting you guys all know that right now. It's like he hasn't been around, so he is punched up basically there. I'll probably eliminate the whole wording that he put in there that apparently copied into there. What's up, Gerardo? How you doing?
Yeah, it's been it's been a couple weeks, 3 weeks here since we've been on here. So gonna go. I mean, we've been in the chat. Everybody's been putting plays down, but it's been 3 weeks since we've had a show here. So it's nice to get back on. We've had life getting in the way a little bit, but it's nice to get back on with the boys for sure.
That's kind of the way that it works. Unfortunately, yeah. Life definitely gets in the way.
Yeah.
I disagree with a couple of points. I mean, we could go right to the football game because, like I said, there's not a lot of things. There's some inside hockey games that are on. I agreed with D. I don't know what's up with Vegas lately, but if you're watching Vegas lately, ever since they went out and got to 10-1, I think what did they have? 3 straight losses?
Yeah, they lost that.
Or 3 in the last 4. Okay. Yeah,
they lost that game to the. They lost that game to the Caps. That was like they lost 3-0 to the Caps. That was was like, ooh, what happened here? Like it was very strange, but yeah, they've kind of hit the skids a little bit here. But it's to be expected. The team started off on fire, and it's a long season, but yeah, they're definitely skidding a bit. I know D likes them tonight. I know he liked the. I think he liked Columbus
already.
Yeah, I think he liked Columbus tonight too. I
didn't understand that one.
Well, I got a buddy that's at the Columbus game, and I kind of like the. I don't know that I like Columbus so much. I would prefer the over. I'd prefer the over in that Columbus Arizona game there.
Yes. I mean, I'm just riding the hot hand of Timo Meyer. So
I'm not a hockey handicapper, but I know some spots every once in a while, but I pretty much tail the chat, and everybody between D and Gerardo and Jump Shot pretty much handle the hockey side pretty well.
Yeah, I think Meyer's out now. I don't think he's playing. Not listed as anybody in the box score. That sucks. He's been on fire too, with the other two guys being out. He's basically just been lighting up the lamp. The other good thing, he's been averaging 5 shots a game. Oh, that sucks. My issue with Columbus is really simple. Is I think this is you're discounting tremendously this Arizona team.
Yeah.
Clayton Keller's been on fire. I mean, I actually like Clayton Keller's anytime goal here at plus 160. It's still available. Oh, let's see if someone just scored. See if it's still available. I like the over in the Boston College Pittsburgh. I thought we were going to start off on a great shape. We went right down the field and then got stuffed. So I had to settle for 3 there.
Yeah, a couple field goals to start.
Yeah. And quite frankly, I don't like either of these teams defensively. So I thought both offenses would look a little bit better. I liked Robichaux getting his yards. I like Robichaux getting a touchdown. He's got 38, so he's on his way. He only needs to get like 59. So, yeah. We got some games starting at 8 o'clock, Tampa Bay and Chicago. If you haven't been riding it, the worst thing is my dad is watching this Montreal game. He started it from the beginning 15 minutes behind. So, I'm joking with him. I was like, I'll bet you that he scores in this minute. I'll bet you that he scores in that minute. So, I don't like the Ravens to cover. I don't like the Ravens to cover this game. We will, Gerardo. We'll get into that. We'll get into that pretty quickly here. But and there's a reason. I like the Ravens first half. That's probably my favorite bet of the game. But I liked it when it was first half -1. I don't like it first half -2.5. I do think they would probably win the first half. But there's definitely some bets and stuff we'll talk about there. But 8 o'clock, the bet you've got to be taking is Bedard to get a point. So Bedard over 0.5 points. Bedard's been absolutely on fire. Bedard also shooting the puck enough. If you've been watching this Lightning game with the backup goaltender, it's nothing to write home about. They got absolutely shellacked in St. Louis the other time. They do return home for this game is in Chicago. They haven't been a great road team. I wouldn't be shocked if the Blackhawks win this outright. I think the strength of Bedard, I think you can take 2 bets with Bedard, and I think you're perfectly fine. I actually took him for a nice little 2 units on each play. I took him as shots on goal, and I took for him to get a point. So his shots on goal is 3.5. His last 5 games, he's hit at least 4 or 5. 3 out of the last 5 games, he's hit 5. The last 2, he's hit 4. Last time he played Tampa Bay was a wide open ice and be able to be there. So, I mean, I really like the Bedard over 0.5 points. I think I wrote Bedardo. Yeah. And I like Bedard over 3.5 shots on goal. I do lean towards the over, as like I said, neither of these teams are defensive minded in any way, shape, form. If you're worried about any of the juice in hockey tonight, just take your team and then go ahead and take St. Louis for San Jose money line. This Columbus team has upset some teams at home. I don't think they're going to upset the Blues at home. The Blues have actually been playing really well, and they've got a really nice goaltender. Bennington's really been playing good. So if you don't want any juice, if you take the over 6.5 in the Lightning Blackhawks game with St. Louis money line, you're getting it at plus 150. So,
What's up, MP?
hey, no juice. I didn't get it. What's up, MC13? Taking under in first half college basketball. Okay. All right. You got to think. I've been taking a couple things in college basketball, but I've been really, really getting my action close to the vest. Too many games, too many things I don't know. My father wants you to take SIU minus the 13. versus Chicago State. Don't know anything about Chicago State. We do know something about SIU. Chicago State sucks, but they lost by 10. They haven't lost any game except for Bowling Green, essentially, for longer than 13 points. The question you have to put on your mind is SIU better than Bowling Green? We're not sure about the answer right now. SIU comes into fact. There is no more dumbass. He is left. He's no longer there. But they still have a issue of height problems. So if they play any team that has any size, they're just going to beat the crap out of them. So
yeah, I've made zero college basketball bets, and I probably won't. Maybe one or two here and there. I've only watched one game, and it was that Kentucky-Kansas game a couple nights ago. That was it.
Yeah, it's a little. I mean, there's a lot of action. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, I've wondered how I followed all this because I just feel like so overloaded right now. I mean, I'm on a couple games. I'm on Monroe plus 10.5. I've taken a Y tonight minus the 13.5. Those are the two games I'm on. I just took Salukis minus 13, so then I could just mess with my father. So we'll see. I took it for a small unit.
Yeah, this time of year, I would almost exclusively bet second halves this time of year, just because you don't really have a whole lot of information, and the best information you get is literally one half. Like if you can show me one half of what this game looks like, that's more information than what you get, pregame. So.
Yeah, I've been probably teasing more things in college basketball right out the gate, just because I'm not a sure look on what's looking. So I'm like, okay, I kind of like this, but I don't like this at 0, and I don't want to do a money line parlay. I can do a quick little teaser and just throw this with an NBA teaser and feel a little bit better. Yeah, the Baltimore and Cincinnati, if you're getting plus 850 on that, that's not a bad bet. Actually, I'll throw something on that right now.
Yeah. It's a long season. It's a long season for college basketball.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of other stuff going on right now.
Yeah, we'll have to wait till some of that kind of clears out so we kind of see who's who. So, yep.
Yeah. We've got a lot more. We've got a lot more information on football right now.
Yes. I am trying to see if I can get a line. Anybody get a line on this second half for Houston?
Which game?
Houston. Houston's that second half with Towson. Charleston Classic. I will say I've watched Towson play, and Houston's going to annihilate them.
I've got Houston minus 6.5, total 64.5, second half.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. I am kind of shocked the total 63.5. Because Houston's definitely going to call off the dogs, but does that mean Towson's really going to score? Let's see. Not really.
So you got a 54-point first half. So
yeah, I'm asking for 63. There's gonna be no fouling in the game. You're not getting any of that. The only thing I can see that the book is thinking that Houston's just gonna run, and Towson's gonna run, so they're not gonna play as much defense as what they would be playing if they were if it was a closer game.
Yeah.
So I mean that's kind of what you got to be thinking there.
I mean they're expecting Houston. They're expecting Houston to win by 20, 27, 28 points.
Yep. Pre-game line was 20.
Yeah.
It's definitely possible. There's nothing really special about this Towson team. I mean, you're talking about a global mismatch. It's just a question. But Towson's played well. Towson's going to play pretty well in the Colonial, but they're not going to play with top 10 team in the country.
Right.
I'm not Maxwell. By the way, he's killing it.
That's that would be a touchdown for Pitt.
Is that crazy, Maxwell? Who's Maxwell?
Quarterback keeper, touchdown Pitt.
That's cool. We get points. That's it. There, 13 points. We can get 20 points. I feel I'd like 24, but we'll see. All right, MT13 has basically begun his OU basketball. Is OU basketball ranked? Like I said, I have not done a lot of research into college basketball this year, except for the games.
Me either. I was watching that Kansas Kentucky game, and I saw Hunter Dickinson on Kansas, and I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Like, what happened? How is this kid?
I knew he left to go to Kansas. That part I did. I mean, I did my previews. I read my stuff. I went through who do I think was going to win different divisions, and I placed a couple of those bets, but I didn't really. Like I said, we've been gone for 3 weeks, so all that started and went through, and we couldn't really even get into anything. So it's kind of like, that's what happens. D's gonna be in and out. I had a baby. He's gonna be doing some overtime work, things of that nature, to earn a little extra money and a little scratch. There's nothing wrong with that. So, all right. So let's get in. We'll get in there. I'm on OKC -2.5. I know the line has shifted now to 3 some places. I saw a couple 3.5s, but that's what I'm on. I mean, if you want to take it with a money line and shorten one of the parlay prop bets, I would highly recommend that. So let's talk the game. Games in Baltimore. Baltimore, everyone's going to tell you, is very good at home, and they have been. They have beat very good teams at home. However, they have also lost to the Colts, and they've also lost to the Browns at home. So as much as this tremendous home record is there are some blemishes on the record at home. So it's not like they can't be beaten. You look at a couple different things there. I like Baltimore to come out and win in the first half. There's a bunch of props that I like that I'm going to give you our sneaky plays that are different than what everyone else. Everyone loves to go with Andrews over 4.5 and receptions and 70 yards. But if you've been watching his production lately, it's not there. His last couple of games, when you look at essentially what he's been doing, I know because I've been betting him and he's on my fantasy team. So I look at it, sit there and say, he's right around 44 yards. He had 44 yards, and he had 80 versus Seattle. And then he went back to 40, and then he was 63 and 69. So to me, to get Andrews at 70, you're taking Andrews at a premium. So what makes it a premium? Thursday night games, we know generally are lower scoring games. They're division games, lower scoring games. Division games that mean a whole lot for the division should be a little bit more close to the best game as well. I can see this going over, but if it goes over, it's just going like 48 points or 47 points. But I think the books put this at 46.5 is telling. They're expecting this to be a very, very tight game. Why the line went to Baltimore -4, I have no idea. I think that's absolutely preposterous. I think since he covers in the game, I know D talks about the teaser coming through and taking Cincinnati at +10, and then taking that with the over at 40 points. I think that's fine. I think we're going to be somewhere in the 40 to 48 range is really where I think the score is going to be. I know I love the Boyd over 4.5 receptions. Boyd kills just like Chase does the Ravens. Both of them play very, very good games versus the Ravens. Boyd had 8 catches last week when he was forced to start and replacing T. Higgins. Guys are talking T.J. Irwin. That's not the guy to talk to. The name that no one's watching, and I've actually hit on him for 4 straight weeks, is Tanner Hudson. And you're probably going the same thing as my father just said. Who? Tanner Hudson is the, for all intents and purposes, I think he's the starting tight end. Tanner Hudson has been killing it. Tanner Hudson has got 4 receptions in the last 6 games, at least. You can get him at over 2.5 receptions for -105. I took the 2.5. I've taken the 3.5 because, again, this is what he's doing. Baltimore's the team. If you watch them and everyone claims that they have a great defense in top 5 and all that, I think they're top 15. I think their secondary is weak. They get pressure strictly by blitzing. They don't get pressure strictly by you're going to play a quarterback that's been there, done that before. Similar to what you probably got with Deshaun Watson last week. You're going to blitz me. He's going to hit the hot route. He's going to hit the other guy. He's going to see where the holes in that defense is. I think Burrow over 260 yards is my other bet. I've got that for 2 units. I think he has no issue putting up passing yards. I think Burrow picking up over 1.5 TEs is one of the things I like a whole lot in this game. And then the other play I'm going to give you is going to be on the other side of the field. Everybody's been watching Keaton Mitchell. Keaton Mitchell is the home run hitter, the new flavor of the month for Baltimore. A lot of people like him. You look at it and say, okay, he had a good game last week. Well, he had a good run. He had 1 run.
Yeah.
If you watch. And in the other game, he had 1 run. Now, is he going to have that 1 run every game? But I'm going to go with something different. He had 34 yards last week with a 39-yard long run. How does that possible? That means he had 1 carry for 39 and 2 carries for -5. This is Cincinnati. This is not the Cleveland defense. This is a little bit different. But I'm going to challenge something that they're not talking about. I think Keaton Mitchell is big on the pass game tonight. You can get Keaton Mitchell at 9.5 receiving yards. He's getting more and more snaps every game. You can get Keaton Mitchell to catch 2 passes at +154. I will flat out tell you, I have taken Keaton Mitchell at over 9.5 pass receiving yards. I've also taken Keaton Mitchell at over 29.5 receiving yards. Yep. Which that over plus 29.5 is +300. I think he's heavily involved in the passing game tonight. I think he gets more snaps on the ground. I think if you're taking Gus Edwards, I know you already claimed, Rich has already given him, and that's fine, but I think Gus Edwards anytime touchdown is a better bet than his yards. He only had 24 yards. Gus Edwards, if you look at his rushing stats in the last thing in his game log, 24, 52, 80, 64, 41, 48, 48, 51, 62, and 32. And then the number of carries are reducing. 3 weeks ago was 19 versus Arizona. He had 5 versus Seattle. He had 11 versus Cleveland. I think he is slowly kind of getting pushed out the door without them telling him he's getting pushed out the door.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
I will tell you the talk in Baltimore is all about Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, dude had three carries last week. I mean, he's the new hotness, right? Well, guess what? When the new hotness gets stopped, they'll be on Edwards. Edwards is still going to be there. I like Mitchell. I don't have anything against Mitchell, but I would say at best. Now, Baltimore's a little tricky because you've got Edwards and Mitchell, and then you've also got Lamar taking carries. So it's kind of they're split in 3 ways basically, and I still think between Edwards and Mitchell, you're still probably looking at like probably 60% of the carries should be going to Edwards. And if you're telling me that I'm going to get
he's about 10 or 11. That's generally where he's been.
Yeah, they had 23 rushing attempts last week, and he had
Yep.
11. So
Yep.
that was slightly under 50%, and that's split between him, Mitchell, and Lamar, and then I think somebody else had a carry.
But I think
So
they're big time going to try to keep Joe Burrow off. So I could just see you're saying the increased rushing attempts is going to lead to more yards. I could see that.
I don't feel like they're going to run the ball more. I feel like Edwards has been there long enough that he's pretty much cemented in that 60% role or so. So to give me Edwards at 46 yards, that's I mean I like that number. I like 46 yards for Edwards.
Yeah, I mean I can see it because it's a low number. It's under 50, and that I think that's the key thing. I think the anytime touchdown is probably more likely.
Anytime
But
touchdown is yeah, I like the anytime touchdown too.
yeah, so I mean you can get that at plus 110, plus 110.
Right.
So I mean
I mean
everyone's running.
goal line. There's nobody that's going to get it besides Edwards, unless you're talking Lamar. It's going to be Edwards or Lamar. That's it. I don't feel like they're going to give those carries to Mitchell inside the.
No, I don't think they will ever give the carries to Mitchell, but if he gets a long touchdown, he'll have a chance to
Sure.
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah. So just kind of to recap what Sean said. I've got Edwards over 46.5 rushing yards. I'm also on Boyd, 4.5 receptions, over 4.5 receptions, over 60.5 receiving yards, plus 165 on the receiving yards. The no T Higgins is a I mean that's a huge piece there. I also like what you mentioned with the tight end there.
Yep, Tanner Hudson.
That's yeah. So that's definitely. I mean, these games are generally lower scoring, but I mean these teams they're super familiar with each other, and the Baltimore has a quote unquote top defense, but I'm not sure how good their defense actually is. And Baltimore and Cincinnati are they're very familiar. They're very familiar with each other. So um, I feel like this is probably a lower scoring game, but I mean to say that the line is 4 points and 46 or whatever the total is. I'm thinking this is probably like a 24-20 type of game. So in division, it's tough. So I do like Andrews, and not based solely on Andrews' numbers, but um, based on how what the tight end matchups have done, how Cincinnati fares against the tight end. They are exploited by the tight end in several different matchups, so that's why I do like Andrews here. So I took Andrews over 4.5 receptions, Andrews over 70 receiving yards at plus 140. Andrews. He's the only reliable option. Let's say he's the only reliable option in the receiving game for Baltimore. So I feel like he's going to be hyper targeted. I feel like they're not necessarily going to be playing from behind, but I feel like they are going to have to score in this game. This isn't going to be like we're not kicking field goals and playing 13-10 or whatever. I feel like both teams are going to have to score here. So I do like.
do think that both teams are going to have to score, but I do think they're going to kick field goals. Like I like Justin Tucker over 1.5 field goals. I mean that was the other bet that I took.
But I don't think this is a
So it's not a 12-9 game like we had last week.
No. Right. It's not a 16-13 game or something like that. I don't see that coming here, but
no, but I could clearly see a 20-14 game or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody people like Mitchell, right? And Mitchell is, new and electric, and he does make big plays. But some of the plays that he's making, that's not something that you can predict. A lot of it's very
it's big. It's home run hitters. If he doesn't hit it and he's getting less than 5 carries,
right.
You're basically saying he's getting he's getting a big play, or else that's just a dumb bet. That's what the books are hanging on. But if he gets 5 carries or so, I do think he's got enough potential where you're asking him to get 20 yards, 29 yards, something like that. It's definitely worth a bet.
I mean, you're almost better to take like his long rush, right?
Correct. Then his yards. Correct. Go to those specials and look at something like that, because to say, if he's going to get it, but you'd have to have a book that actually gives him the longest rush. Like I only see Edwards and Burrow and Jackson and Mixon and stuff like that. Speaking of Mixon, what is your take for Mixon to be able to get some? Oh wait, I do have a longest rush, 15.5 yards. Yeah, I like that.
I mean, that's something I would target. That's something I would target if I wanted to take something from Mitchell. I would take long rush, because he is a game breaker, right? The chances are, if he only gets 5 carries, one of those he's either going to break one and you're going to cash that bet, or he's going to get stuffed and you're going to get like 5 yards or whatever. So,
Jack, he's not going to get 10 carries because the biggest issue is, one, the importance of this game. Pass production is going to be a big thing. They're going to try to pass. I think they're going to pass a lot. I do think they think they're going to have to put up points, and you don't throw a rookie out there because you don't want your quarterback to get killed. I mean, when he's on the field, it's pretty simple what's said. I think he's also going to be used tremendously in the flat. I think he's going to catch 3 or 4 passes in the flat. That's where I think he's going to have his biggest thing, not rushing. I'll be flat honest with you. I think it's all receiving. And I've kind of really leaned that way on a lot of my bets. Like I said, I took the over 1.5 receptions, the over 2.5 receptions. I took the 10 yards receiving. I took the 30 yards receiving. He had 1 catch for 20 yards last week. I think that's where he continues to be used, because throwing the ball into the flat to Gus Edwards is not the same as throwing the ball in the flat to Keaton Mitchell. And defenses also have to play that a little bit differently. So
I think Mitchell is more like he's more like an accessory, right? Like a gadget player almost. And maybe he can
Randall
play
kind of deal, stuff like that.
Maybe he can play his way. The thing with Mitchell is he's one of those players that doesn't need a ton of touches to make a big impact. But I don't think he adds a ton of value by them increasing his touches, right? He's almost like a player where, you try to get the other team to kind of forget that he's out there, right? You almost want to like limit his touches to like maybe 6, 8, maybe like 10 max a game. Because he's not going to wear anybody down. He needs space. He's not breaking tackles or making guys miss through contact. He needs space.
Yeah, he definitely needs space. Houston's got a nice little lead. They're up to 23, 24. Pittsburgh stuff at BC, that's not really what I thought we were going to get. Of course, they're letting Castellanos throw it a little bit more than what they should.
I mean, the fact is that whatever we see as fans or whatever, you're obviously Jack is obviously he's a Ravens fan, so he's
He's
seeing
in
something.
Baltimore.
Yeah, so he's seeing something that um, the coaches don't necessarily, they don't
But
fall in love with these guys that are they're like the shifty whatever. Like you see it as a fan, but what the coaches see is they see a
not college
reliable.
football. Yep.
Yeah, they see a reliable running back who's great in pass protection and can get you, 2, 3, 4, 5 yards when you need it,
You put on the SIU game.
and when the opportunity presents itself, then he can get you a bigger run. And that running back is Gus Edwards. That is not Mitchell. He's not trusted. I mean, he's brand new. So you've got you running back in Edwards who is been in the system, has been, he's trusted by the team, he's trusted by the coaches, and he's going to be the guy. So I mean, I'm saying it's a 60-40. It might even be more than 60-40 for Edwards. It kind of depends on what the game looks like. But I mean, I would say if it's anything between Edwards and Mitchell, it's 60-40.
Yeah, and I agree. And we're not talking about a first round draft pick either, there, so it's not like there's a guy with tremendous pedigree. And again, I still think how big this game is going to play a big thing. I will also say Jack has a little biased opinion, not only just being from Baltimore. Keaton Mitchell is on his fantasy team. Yes, he actually picked him up, and he's been holding on to him since for weeks. So, I think Jack's kind of sometimes looking through with those kind of glasses. But yeah, I think Keaton Mitchell's on the field more, but I think he's on the field more to throw the ball out to him in the flat.
Yeah.
So.
This is a massive game in the division.
Correct.
Yep. If Cincinnati wins this game, then that division that's already a fucking cluster is going to get even worse, because if Baltimore loses, then this division is going to be basically a game between first and last. It's basically going to be a game between first and last. So it's a huge game for the division.
Yep, and this is essentially a loss here, and Cincy for the most part is probably knocked out of winning the division. They're just looking for a wild card.
I would say so.
I mean, that would be the one thing I would look at.
Yeah, Baltimore can put a little bit of distance between themselves and the other teams if they win this game, but if they lose, then basically it's anybody's division pretty much.
Yep. Hold on just 1 second. Hold on 1 second. How did I get this? I'm waiting 1 second. I'm waiting for an Amazon thing. Thank you.
Yeah, I did. I had to change my broadcast over here.
Well, I had to put it on my iPad because apparently on the 70-inch TV, I'm watching the Salukis versus Chicago State. Who did that?
That
picture?
I agree, Jack. Both teams definitely need this game. The Bengals need it more than the Ravens. But it's a big game. It's a big game for the division for sure.
Yep. Hey, the Knights actually scored a goal.
Nice. Who scored?
Bill Howden. Brett Howden.
Who?
Yeah, yep, I knew. Yep. Well, here, so I'll say Brett Howden scored with assist by Keegan Colsar.
Okay, Colsar. Yeah.
Yep. New Jersey just ties it up 2-2. What did he get? Did he give the over on that? Tampa Bay over. Yeah, we took that. Seattle money line. Yeah, we got Vancouver and Calgary starting. Yep. So we gave the Connor Bedard to get a point. I was going to take the Kucherov shots a goal, but I didn't get a chance there. Yep. Yeah, Pittsburgh's goaltending has been very, very suspect to start the year. If you're watching any games, Yari has not been great in any way, shape, function, or form. 6-5, 91%, 2.3 goals against average. It's good enough to win. The other guys who have there, like Crosby hasn't been stellar, Malkin hasn't been stellar, Getzel hasn't been stellar. None of those guys are shooting the puck like they have been in previous games. So we're going to start. We've got a slight three-point lead by the Miami Heat heading into the second quarter. Bridges got 11 points carrying the way. Since Cam Thomas got hurt, Bridges has kind of basically went right back to the alpha dog. And actually, the team's been playing better. And no one will say that. Cam Thomas gets his points, but they don't really play like a team. Cam Johnson also coming back is probably a big deal that also kind of factors into that equation. But Adebayo's got 6 points and 2 rebounds. So not there. Jaime Jaquez does have 2 points already. So we shall see. So I mean, it's going to be very interesting. Obviously, we got a Browns fan, we've got a Ravens fan, we've got different things going tonight. Should be a very good game. Jack, why are you not at the game? That's my biggest question. Why didn't you spend your money and you and your dad be at the Ravens game on Thursday night?
Yeah, Jack.
That could have been your dad's Christmas gift. There you go. Also, Jack, are you going to pull for me on Thanksgiving here? Are you going to pull names for me since I'm going to be out? I need someone to pull a name for me on Thanksgiving. All right, so the Ravens get the ball first. The other thing I thought was was Beckham. Beckham only had two receptions for minus 105. Not that he's a surefire guy, but 2 receptions is 2 receptions.
I'm not interested in any receiving options on the Ravens. I have zero interest besides Andrews. Andrews is the only one.
Flowers.
Yeah, I mean, I like
Andrews.
Flowers. I like Flowers, but I mean, not to bet on him. Nobody's reliable. They still have no reliable receiving
Flowers
options.
is because half his receptions aren't real receptions.
What's that?
Flowers is because half his receptions aren't real receptions. They're run in front of the quarterback, throw out to the outside, wide receiver screens. I mean, and he gets enough. I mean, the issue is when you start having to pay a premium. Like you have to start paying guys are you got to take 6 receptions. I'm like, no, I really, and I've been doing this in NBA. I put caps on guys' props and say that's all I'll do. And if I can't, then I turn around. Dad is at the game. All right, okay, cool. Okay,
oh nice.
So that's cool. So
that's
my brother-in-law apparently is at the game. So for those you don't know, Jack's my nephew. So
yeah,
so that's cool. So your dad is at the game, and he went with Bob instead of you. All right, I got it. I see how that works. All right, so we got Patrick McCarry. For some reason, they're showing him at left tackle. So they get a nice, good play to Andrews, and then they go and get nothing. Still Gus Edwards in the backfield for today. I'm interested to see how the Cincinnati defense plays, too. They're not a top 5 unit anyway, but they're not terrible. There's Flowers. He's out the gate. Really out the gate. Big play. He took his yards. He'd probably be looking pretty good. He went with Brandon Marr. Okay. Oh, so big pass right here out the gate. See, the quarterback kind of falls down. Got a great block here. And they're already on the Cincy side of the field. And then Jackson picks up 8. So that's the other thing when you look at the running games, like you said. Jackson's going to cipher 5 or 6 catches. But he really hasn't been running that much, but he's still running. He just go down, it's Keaton Mitchell in there. They got down to the 20, and Keaton Mitchell's in the game. All right, so we're going to show Keaton Mitchell. All right, here comes a flare pass off to the right, probably to Keaton. All right, they're in man-to-man. They're going to run Keaton up the middle, and he's back to his normal. All right, -2. All right. So -1 for Keaton Mitchell's first carry.
Can you hear me?
Yep. No, now I can. Couldn't hear you before if you were saying something.
Yep. No, I got you. I just put headphones on.
Big third down here. Big third down. Jackson's going to run. He's got the first down if he wants it, and he does. What was that? Kind of gave himself up. Slid backwards. That was a terrible looking slide. But first down again. I don't know why the guy's going for first down. I was like, nope, you had a chance to get fourth down and get off the field. Instead, you had nobody spying Jackson. That can't do that. See, but again, it's a different time with these running quarterbacks. Everybody has a running quarterback. You're playing at a higher tempo. There comes Andrews to the 4. And he's hurt. Andrews is hurt.
No.
They're calling everybody over.
No.
Not for the number of people he called over. He himself was calling people over. This is a neck thing.
I'm behind you. Yeah, I'm behind you here.
I will tell you, is Anytime Touchdown available? Because if Anytime Touchdown is live still on any books right now, I'd go grab Isaiah Likely. He was plus 1,000 that I took pregame, but pregame only took him for $2. I just had a feeling this is the kind of game where somebody you're not expecting gets in the end zone. Because teams have to do something. This is also the game where you're going to watch like all the folks on Twitter right now be yelling up at FanDuel and DraftKings going, my same game parlay with 18 legs. You've got to refund it. He got hurt in the first quarter. You got to refund it. They don't refund it. Are you heavy on this? Rich, are you heavy on this? Are you heavy on this?
No, nothing. I mean, yeah, I don't go anything more than usual, but I mean, I have Andrews in fantasy too.
Yeah,
Obviously not ideal, but
The way he was,
he looked. Yeah, I just saw
the way he's
play right
holding his
now. He
helmet,
looked,
and the way he was asking to
yeah.
basically to come out. This is the next thing.
Yeah.
This is something he didn't like at all.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. That did not look good at all.
No.
Obviously, I didn't see, I just saw the play live action. I didn't see no replay or anything. But from his reaction, from his reaction from the play, did not look good. Did not look good at all. So something definitely didn't feel right. You hate to see that for the player, though, for sure.
He walks off.
Regardless of regardless of your bets and whatnot, you hate to see it for the player.
Well, now you're going to see the replay.
It kind of looked like he almost
drops the ball too.
Yeah, it kind of looked like he just got like slammed down into the turf or something like that, and then I don't know, maybe the stinger or something. I mean, he was moving his hands.
Yeah,
maybe it just
the way he was moving his hands, yelling them to come out of the field. I mean, to me, it looked like it could be a stinger in the neck or something like that, or nerve.
Yeah.
Thing, but he just looked like he was right away. Please come out. And the way the Ravens came out and said right away. All right, we got first and goal. This is Gus Edwards. This is not Keaton Mitchell.
Maybe he had
Gus Edwards touchdown. Catch the anytime touchdown. That was easy.
Nice. Maybe he had maybe he went numb. Maybe he lost feeling or something in his extremities or something.
Yep.
That would definitely freak you out for sure. Yeah, I've got Gus in fantasy in a few places, so it's nice to see him get that. Yeah, I'm seeing Andrews walking off now. I'm way behind you.
Yeah, he is.
He's got a significant.
He came out of the tent with 3 other guys with him. You'll see that after the touchdown. And those 3 guys weren't leaving him. It didn't look like a guy who was coming back into the game.
Almost looked like something with his feet or something. Like he got rolled up on or something. Like it looked like his feet or his ankles or something.
They stopped right away. I don't know why. And because he actually lost the football. Whatever it was hurt him so bad. He actually lost the football.
Yeah,
if you watch, the ball goes in his hands and then it drops right out. Yep, Edwards touchdown. There's the anytime touchdown.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, nothing so far in the Twitter universe.
Mm-hmm.
No guessing yet what happens. BC gets a field goal, 10-6. Not exactly what I'm looking for, but
big opening drive for the Ravens. Some big statement there. Take the ball and go down. Jesus, Edwards Andrews looks like you can barely fucking walk. God.
So, have you turned on any of the Amazon features?
Mm-mm. No.
So I put a TikTok in. There's another feature you can watch with Amazon. Like everyone watches the main thing, but you can watch the other cast. The other cast is to predict a pattern and predict a play. They predict a blitz. They circle the guy if they think he's going to blitz.
Really?
And they got it right. Like they had a quarterback blitz called exactly perfect. The game. And they got, like the answer going, I don't know why he just got highlighted. Doesn't make a lot of sense. And of course he came. All right, so what we're looking right now in the Slookies game, if you're steadily watching that, 1 of 5 people in the country, they are up 1, and now they are losing by 1. So Chicago State came to play. The -13 doesn't look like a great bet right now. It's okay. Give me 3 days to talk to my dad. Messing with him here. They couldn't beat lonely Chicago State. He's got 1 win. Again, the Salukis only have 2, so it's not like it's out of there. The Brooklyn, Miami go back and forth. That game's going to be really close. It's a question of the Bengals defense. Again, how many NFL games do you see the script play a part? The Ravens do an exceptional job with the opening possession. So a lot of times you see it, it's so easy. They go down, they score right away. Then for whatever reason, the rest of the game, they're trying to figure out what's happened. So Andrews left the blue medical tent and went to the locker room. So, hey, there's my boy. There comes this thing. Tanner Hudson with the first catch. There we go. And he gets the face mask. And the Bengals are going right down the field.
Yeah, I think this game is going to be a lot higher scoring than what people think.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be off on that. I'm trying to adjust right now. Oh, but they're really asking you to adjust. They want you to take 27.5 for a first half. That's a lot of points. This is not college. Eventually, someone's going to stop somebody. All right, Burrow having no idea thing. Already moved down to the Baltimore 35. Trying to answer a score with the score. That should have been a false start. No call. Oh, Chase wanted nothing to do with that pass. That pass was high. Kind of gave it a little half-assed, one hand up and kind of looking for the ball. Went, all right, okay. I mean, this is not a great attempt by Chase in any way. They run the wide receiver screen. They blitz the safety. Safety's running right at Chase. And he just kind of puts up one kind of hand and kind of easily let it go. I mean, he was not trying to catch that at all. Big 2nd and 10. They run the same play. This time, different wide receiver. Tyler Boyd gets his first catch. All right, big 3rd down here for the Ravens. 3rd and 6 here for the Bengals. What are they going to be able to do? They've made it 3rd and 7 now. I don't know how they lost the extra point, but okay. And Cincinnati has to call timeout. All right, we got Brooklyn up 4. We go to hockey. We got Montreal up 3-2. Arizona and Columbus are tied. Barrett Hayden has scored for Arizona. The Salukis are up 3. For those you don't know, that is Southern Illinois. The second goal scored by the Knights is, once again, random guys night scores goals. Brandon McNabb scored his first goal of the year. He's a 3rd-line defenseman.
Hey, he's on my team. McNabb.
Is he?
Yeah, I've got 4 Knights on my team. Oh,
And
she's
Brandon
in here.
McNabb
She
is
wants
one?
out. Yeah, McNabb's 1. I picked up Barbashev this week. He was my 4th one.
I drafted him. He doesn't shoot the puck and he plays 16 minutes a game. That can't survive.
Yeah, I picked him. I picked up Barbashev because they had 4 games this week. But he'll be off the roster after this week. Yeah, I can't have somebody playing 16, 17 minutes a game. It's just not enough. But yeah, I've got McNabb, Eichel, and Shea Theodore. My wife says they're all bums because they're on the Knights, and she doesn't like the Knights.
She's a Pittsburgh fan.
I know.
Tell them they got to score. Knights tie it up. Third goal, Jonathan Marchot scores with Barbashev getting the assist.
Oh, Marcia so.
All right, Cincy has to settle for 3, 7-3. Is it raining in Baltimore? Jack, is it raining?
What are they talking about with Andrews here? Did you catch that? I missed it.
No, because I was watching the
Looked like he was being helped up the stairs or something.
Andrews is questionable to return with an ankle injury.
Yeah. Yeah, he got rolled up on. That's what I thought. Ooh. Man, that was close to an interception.
Yep, that wasn't a great throw.
Okay. Well, Baltimore's defense steps up.
Yeah, but Hudson gets a catch and Boyd gets a catch, so that's two things that was exactly what we're looking for. And 7-3, we're
good
perfectly
start.
fine with
You know
that.
what? If Baltimore goes up, 10-0, 14-0, that is good for. Oh, since he's kicking a field goal, I was gonna say that is.
Could be 7-3.
That's good for our
You are
Ravens
way
props.
behind. You are way behind.
It's way
you are like 9
I can't do anything about it. I can't do anything about it. I'm on Amazon, whatever the fuck it is here.
I have no idea why.
Behind.
Like I
don't
clicked
know
on Amazon the same time on my Wi-Fi, and I'm still ahead of you, like by a long, long way.
I have no clue. I'm not trying to figure it out. I don't care. I've accepted that I'm behind. I'm just gonna be behind. That's fine.
Yeah. I do wonder, do some guys still? I was gonna look at something. So I'm not going to promote another show. I normally don't do that, but I will. So I've entered the spreadsheet for the keg thing for soccer only. I'm told I can only put soccer only. I'm like, I'm beating your college football guy like crazy, but okay. I can only put soccer only.
Wait,
for
what
Kegs
happened?
For Kegs Discord.
Yeah.
So they do a spreadsheet for their members or whatever.
Okay.
Of plays of the day. So I've been asked to join that spreadsheet.
Okay.
For soccer. So yeah. So I will post there. He's like, try to keep it at 4. I'm like, you know me? Try to keep it at 4. Okay. 4 by 1 o'clock. All right, got it. 4 by 5 a.m. in the morning. Got it. So we'll see how that goes. All right, we got Rich running around. I don't think it's raining, but everybody's hair looks wet. All right, we're going to talk about Andrews again. Oh, so his ankle went the other way. That was the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That definitely went the other way. That was kind of, a little disgusting there. So back to my one thought again. What can you get Isaiah Likely's live prop set? Because he's going to come in and play tight end. Not the same guy, but he was at plus 1,000. Yeah, all of a sudden I have no Ravens. I just have Cincinnati. He's going deep.
Yeah,
He's got a man. No. He missed him.
No. You're probably not going to get Ravens receiving props for a minute.
Yeah, they're going to. Yeah, we got to recalculate. The computer can recalculate in 10 seconds. I don't know why at all why we get this long ass wait for a recalculation.
Let's see.
I really think we got to get some laws and stuff that are done where you don't get a choice of, the books don't get a choice of what to give us. They have to give us every guy who's playing. That's what it is. There's the calculation. It's not like some guys in the room going 17.5. No. I don't even have the U.S. plays tonight, but I have no lines on that game. U.S. is going to win by about 5 goals. Anybody got lines on the USA game? There it is, USA. Listen to CONCACAF? All right, USA minus 3.25. 3.75. Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, I've got. I don't have any. I don't have anything on likely. I have Flowers. Yeah, I have Flowers, Beckham, Bateman, Mitchell, and Aguilar.
Yeah, I have Flowers, Chase, and then every guy in the Bengals. I do have Keaton Mitchell's receiving yards of 5.5. That's the other thing if you're looking at with Keaton Mitchell. He's not going to get carries at the beginning. That line's just going to drop. Unless he gets an early run. Oh, they hit him. Big sack, and the Bengals get a stop.
Yeah, Mitchell lost like that stop. Mitchell just lost like 5 yards.
Yeah, I mean, Mitchell right now is going great. He's got 2 carries for -5.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. He's a big play guy, right? So,
yep.
If you like him, take his longs.
But it's not Barry Sanders.
Because if you like him, take his longs because you're not. None of this matters. None of it matters.
Yep.
You know, if he hits a 15-yard carry, these negatives don't matter.
Yep. Rushing yards 25.5 now. Receiving 5.5. Yep. Blackhawks score. They open up the game, and the Blackhawks score in the first period. Goal scored by Lucas Reichel, Philip Kirchhoff, and Kevin Korchinski. So 4 minutes to go in the first period, and the Blackhawks are up 1. Montreal scores again, so Vegas again losing again. Is Aiden Hill not playing goalie? Who's playing goal? Aiden Hill's getting slaughtered. Hill's given up 4 goals on 13 shots.
What is it? 3-2? 4-2? 4-3?
4-3.
4-3.
The Salukis are up 8 and have the ball 5 minutes to go in the first half. I know there's a lot of people that tailed that Salukis minus 13 that's in the chat. I am going to give this USA Soccer. Jack and Joe went up the hill with each $1.25. Joe came down with $2.50. That is great jump shot. That is great. What's up, Jordan? Yeah, we're doing well. Rich is feeling good that he's actually alive in fantasy, some sport this year. It's been a rough year, but I don't know what I'm doing. It's doing pretty well. Football team's doing well.
Yeah, we're working it out.
The basketball team is Joey Chestnut.
Listen. We're working through it. We're gonna do the same thing we did in baseball, which was put together a spreadsheet and figure out where I need to fill in some holes because basketball not great. You know what? When that team was drafted, I'm like, this team is either going to be really good or it's going to suck. And
well, you have a big piece. You know, you could trade Wemby and retool.
Yeah. Well, my problem is that a couple of my bigger pieces have been sitting out. Like Devin Booker just played his first game in like almost 2 weeks yesterday.
Yeah.
So, I mean that's a big piece.
It is.
That's a big piece that I'm missing.
And I really like Devin Booker a lot this year because he's going to play point guard. He's going to shoot for more threes. He's going to get more assists. I'm interested to see how the Bradley Beal thing actually kind of works. But
yeah. The Booker thing has been an issue. SGA was out for like the first few games or first week or so. So yeah, I mean, normally I'm more of a I usually draft big guys early. So that's kind of how I play basketball, and I didn't get a chance to really do that this year. So I'm trying to patchwork together those blocks and rebounds, and it's not easy to find that shit on the waiver wire. So
Crowd's doing a good job. I don't think he's got Burrow rattled. What's got Burrow rattled is TJ Irvin doesn't know what he's supposed to be running. I don't think it has a zip to do with the Crowd. I think it strictly has to do with TJ Irvin and whoever this fourth wide receiver is has no clue what he's supposed to be doing. He needs to leave Tanner Hudson in there more times. Yep, he's so rattled. He just threw. Are they going to declare this? This should not be. Oh, I don't think this is. This is one of the cases where I hate. Chase has the ball. He caught it. He's laying on the ground. And then when he's laying on the ground, the guy knocks the ball out. It's an easy throw. Ball's thrown to his head. He's caught it. I mean, he's caught the ball. The only time the ball gets ripped out right at the end when he's laying on the ground. That's a catch. It's a catch, fumble, and Chase recovering. Burrow. You got the sack there. All right, both teams go 3 and out. Now we get both of it. Salukis are up 13 with 3 minutes to go. You're completing the process. You're laying on your back. We're fading Screech from Saved by the Bell. We're taking Jordan Levitt. I have not bet Vegas scores, ties at 4-4.
Who scored?
Shea Theodore. So my dad's playing in the secondary hockey league besides the one we're in. And guy comes up and is like, all right, I'll trade you Jack Eichel for Jonathan Gaudreau, a bunch of second line guys from another thing, like 3 guys. And he's like, yeah, I think it's a good deal. I'm like, no, there's no way you do that deal. Not that he even thought for a second, but it's kind of like one of those like, all right, you give me a top 15 guy, and I'll give you 4. One guy who used to be good, Jonathan Cadeau, who is actually on waivers in our league. And 4 mid-tier guys. Eichel? Yeah, Dad has Eichel. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, you can't trade Eichel. Yeah. No way.
I was like, no. I was like, he's a top 15 guy. You got to give me a top 15 guy back. You got to give me a top 15 guy back or a top 5 goalie. If that's not happening, guess what?
Right.
We'll just move on. I mean, I understand if you want to say I'm going to improve the overall depth of my team. All right, Miami goes into halftime up 8. Claxton's got 12.
The thing is that you can find. I mean, it obviously depends on your league, number of teams and team size, and what the waivers actually look like. But you can find a lot of those stat categories on the waivers. So
and you definitely can.
To get guys that are, like you said, top 10, top 15. I mean, you got to hang on to them.
Yeah, agreed. Those guys don't grow on trees. They're not easy to.
Yeah, like I wouldn't. Well, you know what? Draisaitl's been kind of disappointing. I got Draisaitl this year, and he's been kind of disappointing so far. that Edmonton team has not been up to snuff so far. So
they haven't, but they're starting to get a little bit on a tear. If you're watching, I mean,
yeah.
If you looked at their last couple games, they've won 3 in a row. They beat the Kraken, the Islanders, and the Kraken again. Now, granted, they beat them in overtime.
Right.
I have a fix for that team, and it's something they should do. If you look at the press results and you talk to Carey Price says, I don't think I can play a full season. That's continually what he keeps saying. I like what I'm doing. I don't think I could play a full season if I wanted to come back. Which to me is saying, yes. Which to me is saying, because he's saying he's fully healthy. He's come back.
Yeah.
He's just not sure he wants to go through, and he knows he can't play a full season. I think you get to about February, and you sign Carey Price. You say, I don't need you to play a full season. We'll run every other day in the NHL till we get to the playoffs. And then come playoff time, which is spread apart anyway, let's play. Yeah,
I mean, you're mostly in hockey. You're pretty much playing most teams, most weeks. You're playing 3 games a week.
Yep.
So, occasionally you have weeks where you play 4 games, but for the most part, you're playing 3 games a week. So, if you say, well, you're playing 3 games a week, can you play 2? We got Skinner will play the other one, right? Do 2 and 1. It's not terrible. Or I mean, even you could even do it the other way. I mean, you can even have Skinner play 2 and you play 1, or you play 3 and 3. You alternate, like you play 2 this week and then he plays 1, and then he plays 2 next week and you play 1, something like that, where you play 3 and 3 over 2 weeks.
Yep. All right, so Jackson's running for his life on 3rd and 5. He's gonna. Oh, that's just a Bush League play.
Sucks.
That's a Bush League play. Jackson's now down. Jackson is down.
Well, that shoots our Andrews props.
Lamar is now getting looked at after throwing the ball away. Guy draped on him, gets the tackle. I think it's his finger. Yep, I think it's his finger. Yeah, they're looking at Jackson's elbow, wrist. I think he's fine. He's in some pain. Yeah, who posted that picture? What was that picture? That picture was not nice.
I enjoyed it. That was a good one.
Oh
wait, I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, sure. Uh-oh, nice return here by Cincinnati. Gets out of here, gets out of the goal line, gets to the 27. And I think there's going to be a late hit here. There's going to be another 15. Jackson goes to the 10. Now, if any team, they could still win with Tyler Huntley. We got after the play, personal foul. Who's this on? On in the Ravens. So that's another 15 yards. So Cincinnati's going to be at the 42. That's Justice Hill because he's pissed he's not getting the ball. That's why it's division games. That's why we kind of sat there and said with the total. Everybody jumped on the total, and you're going through, and we're going to get scored. What we basically had is 2 teams that were scripted for the first drive of the game. The first drive went well. The next 2 haven't. The next 3 haven't. The next 4 haven't. I think we've got, 4 straight punts? 3 straight punts? Right in the middle. Catch by Tyler Boyd. Second catch of the game. Yeah, so we had a touchdown, a field goal, then a punt. We've had 3 straight punts.
Yep. That's how the division goes. Toughest division in football.
Yeah, you also it matters because there's something on the line.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
like I said, this is a massive game for sure.
Yep. Big run, Joe Mixon into the second level, and they're on the Ravens side of the field to the 44-yard line, and you get a big dunk by Chicago State, cuts it to 9 at the half. So we went from 13 to 9 here. The Salukis can't do the thing. Oh. We're going to do a little half toss here to Chase. Chase is going to pick up 10 on the really, once again, we try the world's worst. How this counts as a pass every time is the dumbest thing ever. He runs in front of the quarterback. He catches the ball. To me, a pass reception should have to be something past the line of scrimmage. I'm going to go on my horse so that we hear this. But it does go as a pass, and Chase gets his first 10 yards, and the Bengals are moving down to 35. Burrow gets sacked on the blitz. Yep. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. They don't make the good block off the switch in the inside. Yep, puts him at the 40. Big sack. Jack's right. 2nd and 17. Good thing it was only first down. To me, is the right tackle leaving early? Going deep, missed him. Playing hand fighting all the way down. He had him. He just missed him. You wonder if the sack before made him get rid of that a little early. I will say my passing yards, Burrow is not going great. Right now, passing yards in both these games is 21 to 60.
Yeah, the offensive production is slowed significantly.
Yep. Well, those games you look up. I got 19 props. Okay, well then they've got 8 points. All right, little kick out. Who's that? That's our boy Tanner Hudson. Playing the flip. There's the second catch. We'll take it. Jackson is being walked. Is he to the locker room?
Don't tell me that.
He's trying to walk out. This is an ankle thing. He's doing some light jogging and running. He's saying he's okay. He's okay.
He's fine. He's fine.
All right, but that little play got him in the field. That was actually Drew Sample, not Tanner Hudson. I apologize.
They're definitely.
Yep, it'll be deep
the
field goal
O-line
here.
Is definitely. Yeah, the offensive line is definitely moving early for KC or for Cincy.
That's what it looks like. I mean, it looks like the right tackle is about a half.
They're definitely
every
moving
time.
early. It almost looks like the right and the left are moving.
Yep. All right, we've still got 4-4. No one scored yet, and we're going into the third period in the Knights, Montreal. What can we get on the Knights? And or what can we get on over 10.5 goals? Let's see what we have.
Yeah, that might be better.
Minus 180 at over 10.5.
What is it? 4-4?
Yep. If you want the Knights on the three-way, it's plus 130. Three-way is not bad. We need some goals in this Lightning Blackhawks game. All right, so we're going to the start of the second quarter. After one, it's 7-3. Oh, I forgot to bet any. That would have been an easy bet too. I forgot to take squares. That would have been one of the ones I always take too, 7-3. All right, Gerardo wins Ravens first quarter. Good win for you, Gerardo. Like I said, I think the Ravens win the first half. That's my bet. I think Cincy covers. But I think the Ravens.
You sit on that first quarter, Gerardo.
Yeah, Lucy Andrews won twice. We hit the Edwards touchdown. That was good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing with the props though, is the injuries.
Yeah, that's what I always say. That's why I always think when people bitching on Twitter that hey, that guy's there, the book should cancel it out and allow my. No, dude,
forget that.
They're paying you. They're paying
Loss
you
is a
because
loss.
Yeah. They're paying you because
Loss is a
that's a
loss.
probability that happens with a prop. It doesn't happen with the other. But yeah.
Yeah. People want to complain about that stuff with with FanDuel and DraftKings and stuff like that, and they're pandering to these people that are complaining about injuries. That's it's part of the freaking game. It's part of the game. It's part of the risk. It's part of the handicap. So you haven't been wronged in any way. It's part of the game. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing the books can do about it. So you're accepting that risk when you're making this bet.
Since he misses a field goal, it sets up Baltimore with a nice field position here.
People just they want to complain about, oh well, so and so got hurt, blah blah blah. It's that's shit happens.
They want to take these 4-leg same game parlay that's 100% correlated, and then wondering, hey, that one leg didn't hit, I should hit fine. I mean, even the bets down here, I don't know if you have Hard Rock Bet, but you can shorten your parlay winning. So instead of a plus 360, it becomes a plus 220. And you could say if one leg doesn't hit, you still cash. So you could bet 4 legs, the 3 legs hit, but it's not paying you out the traditional plus 260 plus 3 plus 600. But you could lower that by saying, hey, just if one leg doesn't hit, you still cash. Which, yeah. What's up, Ben?
What's up, Ben? Yeah, I mean that's a risk that you're willingly. Yeah, when you make these bets, you're accepting that risk. People that want to complain about that stuff, it's if you're not accepting the risk, don't make the bet.
Yep.
Simple. It's simple.
They're gonna get a PI here.
Ben is on second quarter over 13.5.
Ben thinks we're gonna get scoring.
Well, I'd love to get scoring here.
Not gonna lie, I'm way more on the under than I have in the over, so scoring is there. I mean, I'd probably take the Ravens second quarter right now.
Well, I mean, I don't particularly care that I don't particularly care that we don't have Andrews anymore. That's problematic.
I mean, but you can get the Ravens second quarter already on the other side of the field at -3.5. And quite frankly, yet Cincinnati hasn't proved they can move the football down the field.
Right.
Going deep. He's got him. What a play by the defensive back. Great play. Now you can get the Ravens -2.5, which is even nicer. You got to pay a little juice now. Before you had +105. Now you got -120. Actually, I'll take that. This is a hell of a play by the defensive back. Bateman thinks he has the ball. BC scores and takes the lead, 13-10. Lamar gets hit, 2-yard gain. Brings up big 3rd and 8. I mean, I had this game as a closer game. The only thing I'm on the over in is on the teasers. I took a bunch of things the previous night with a bunch of basketball props and took them with the under 46.5. Now, like I said, I think this game falls between 40 and 48 points. So 43.5 right now live is a lot of value if you think you're going to get all those points. Lamar runs with 5 guys chasing him. He throws it. Oh, the coach almost makes a great catch.
And what was the line on this game? The 4 points?
Well, went to 4 points right before the opening. That's why I like I like Bengals to cover. Yeah. I think the Ravens win the first half, but I think they win the first half by like 3 or 4 points, and then I think the Bengals get the ball first, and then get more possessions and make this a 3-point game. I will tell you, Baltimore is not putting them away. For all this bad talk of like what we 100% said the first time. You watch that first drive and you think you're watching college. Okay, both teams are going to go right down the field and score.
Right.
Well, after those 2 first drives, neither team has done shit. The Bengals actually did something on the last drive, which was the first drive, and got down to there, but then they had the key sack. I would probably think right now that they've got to run the ball a little bit more. I am trying to look at right now, what is the Kucherov goal? Is Kucherov hurt? He's a +600 to score once. Yeah. Right now, I don't know if you have this, but my book is giving me a +450 for Nikita Kucherov, who leads the league in points, to score a goal. One period down. A dart is +195. Burrow waits, doesn't see it. Tries to do the jump off, way too late. And again, it's 3rd and 4.
Yeah, I've got +450 on Kucherov.
We're watching the game and we don't know why that is. Tell your wife the Devils just scored.
I see that. 3-2.
Yeah. All right, big 3rd down here. Burrow back to pass. He's got him. Big catch. Who's our man? Tanner Hudson. He's our man. If he can't do it, no one can. 1st down, 2nd catch of the night. 1 more to cash. Cashier's yards. I told you, if you haven't been watching, and obviously the books haven't, he's got 4 catches. Every game in the last 6 games. If you're going to give me 2.5, I'm going to take that all day. He catches 4 catches when Higgins is playing. 2 catches, 28 yards for Hudson. All right. There's our man. If he can't do it, no one can. Cash it, Tanner Hudson. Oh, that was Drew Sample. Damn it. I should have took Sample too. The Sample definitely was there. Sample's got 2 catches. Hudson's got 2. They're so close together. That sucks.
I really enjoyed that. That was good.
Oh, I'm glad my humor is making you. That's
yep.
cool. Yep. They're looking at Lamar again on the play. So this is what it looks like. Here comes Kyle Hamilton doing what he always does, blitz. So they're going to put Chase right on him and see if they do it. Nope. They go to the run. Another big gain. Starting to gash him. Starting to look like Cleveland out there. Pittsburgh scores. There we go. Finally, we're getting some points here. 14 points in the third quarter. All right. So far the Blackhawks are owning the second period of what I'm watching. That's why I said the Blackhawks. Didn't say the Lightning. Another save. Another save. All right. The Salukis, if you're wondering, are not available for second half. Miami's up 7. All right, we got a big play here. Big second down. 2nd and 9. Cincinnati gets their first delay of game. Chase goes back in backfield. All right, they throw it out to Boyd. Is that his third catch?
It'll be his third, yeah.
Tanner, no, they only list him at 2. That's the second. They must have
I
catch
think
away.
He dropped that.
Yep.
I think he dropped that other one.
Okay. So Hudson's leads the team with 2 catches. Sample's got 2 catches. Using the tight end. 3rd and 4. They're in field goal range again. I would love a first half where the Bengals are down 7-6. That would be pretty nice. And they throw it. It's another catch. Who is it? Tyler Boyd. We just called it too early. That reminded me of the playoff game where the Ravens thought they were going to the playoff, and then Boyd caught the catch with what 3rd down, right in the end zone. That was a beautiful catch. That's a nice catch too.
You really hate the Ravens.
That was a beautiful play. I just said it reminded me. Oh, they run a screen. They get out Mixon on the outside. Mixon to the 10-yard line. Uh-oh. Big Mo has switched sides. Big Mo has definitely switched sides. First and goal, Bengals. So now they're going to take it away. Announcers are going to say, we have to allow them to have a chance. Second and inches is now what it is. Joe Mixon picks up 4, so there goes the second inches. That actually worked against Baltimore, by the way. By getting the second inches and giving it 4, now you get first and goal from the 6 instead of first and goal from the 9, which is like the worst 10, or which is like the worst first and goal you can have. The Lightning have a power play. Kucherov is on the power play, so let's see if we can cash this plus 450. It's going to be a false start by the Bengals. Here, you're going to get that 5 yards back. Miami still holds on to an 8-point lead. Uh-oh, breakaway. Shorty, nope. Adebayo's got 14 and 5. Butler's got 22 and 5. He's got 1 steal, 3 blocks. I need him to get 1 more steal. Jaime Jaquez is putting up a fort. He's 1 for 4. Goal! Rated point, lights the lamp. 1-1 Lightning. That helps her over. There we go. Mixon out of the backfield to the 4. This is what Ben needs. Ben needs points for that 13.5. He's got to go against the grain and root for the Cincinnati Bengals right here. For Ben to get his 13.5. I will say, where's Jack? We haven't seen Jack. It's been 15 minutes without Jack. Did you see that one stat they just said? They get the Mixon touchdown, Bengals. They're going to score. Yep. That helps Bengals. That helps Jack 13.5.
I thought you had the under.
I do.
Oh.
There's a difference in my fandom and my bet starts to really come into play right about the second quarter. Jack will tell you. I see it all the time.
Your hatred for the Ravens.
It's so strong, yes. Not only
it's
that,
so strong.
I've got the Ravens closing 10 bets on the money line. Now, I have hedged that with money on the teaser for the Bengals at plus 14, which looks pretty good.
Right.
So I really want a Baltimore win by less than 3.5 points is what I want.
Mm.
Uh-oh. Burrow hit his hand. Hurt his wrist. Hurt his wrist bad.
Really?
Yep. You'll see it. Lots of flexing, lots of trying to do it, holding the other wrist against the other wrist. This would be my fantasy quarterback. That's my quarterback. I can't handle another loss. All right, the Lightning goal went under review, and it counts. So it is a good goal. All right.
What did he do? Like he threw that pass and immediately grabbed his wrist.
I think he hit his hand against the defender coming in, didn't he?
And no, there was nobody there. He says he's all right. There was nobody there. He threw that pass and then immediately grabbed his wrist.
Yep. All right, BC has figured out how to score, and so has Pittsburgh. BC is down to the Pittsburgh 32. What's up, Raymond Scott? How we doing? What are you doing these days? Finishing up high school football?
No, Ramon's been he's been busy on that stream pretty much every day, I think.
Oh, is he?
They're on. Yeah, they're on pretty much every morning.
Yeah, Ramon's gonna have me on as a guest.
Yeah, I try and drop in the chat there every once in a while when I'm able and I see him going live. But yeah, I think they're live pretty much every day.
All right, the U.S. has started Belungen and Reyna. Let's see what we can get some many type goals live here for the U.S. because they should score a ton of goals. Last time they played Trinidad, they scored 7. And the U.S. is supposed to win so much, both teams have scores plus 350. Those, that's basically saying if the U.S. scores, all right, 10 minutes in, haven't scored yet. All right, Baltimore gets it at the 25. BC throws an interception at the 2-yard line. You guys suck. Going into the end zone, running right down, Castellanos makes a freshman mistake. All right, we got the jet sweep to Zay Flowers for a nice run here. I'm in a torn position. I've got 1.8 units on Baltimore winning the first half. I've got 2.5 units on that being under 22.5. I'm torn. I want a touchdown and a missed extra point. Still doesn't help me. Throws it out to Flowers again. Flowers makes a move. He's in the second level. Big play by Flowers. There is a flag down, though. It's a touchdown for Flowers right now, but the question is going to be, what's the flag? The fact that Lamar is not celebrating, and it's against Baltimore.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, Gerardo. The morning Steve show.
All right, they call a holding. So Flowers runs the distance. There's the big playability that they brought him in for. How is that BS? This is a big-time hold. That's a hold. That's a hold, and that's actually what springs him. Burrow is trying to throw. He can't. He can't grip the ball.
Yeah, he's his hand is he's messed up his hand or his wrist or something. It looked like he hit his hand or his wrist earlier, like on the play before, and then on the next play he throws the ball and that's when he felt it.
Burrow, he can't grip the ball.
Yeah, it's not great.
He's running to the locker room right now.
Yeah, that's not great. Trevor Siemian is their backup.
Actually, their backup is Jake Browning.
Oh, I thought Siemian was the backup.
Simeon's out of the league.
No.
What? Yeah, he is. He's out of the league.
I got him on my dynasty team.
Why?
Oh no, he's the Jets backup. Sorry, he's the backup for the Jets. Siemian was the backup for Burrow preseason. That's right. And then they cut him, and then the Jets signed him.
Gerard, I'll still do picks on our site. I definitely will, but the other picks will go on the spreadsheet. But I'm limited to 4 a game, so I'll try to pick the 4 that I like, I guess, the best. But I hate doing that because most of my picks are generally equal. Like, yeah. Jake Browning.
Yeah,
Where did he
that's
go to
right,
school?
John.
Where did Jake Browning go to school? You're right.
Washington.
Damn it. Jake Brown was once considered a first-round pick.
I know. Yeah, you're right, Jack. Simeon is with the Jets. He was with the Bengals in training camp, and then I don't think he cleared camp with the team. They cut him, and then the Jets signed him.
All right. Here's a big question for you. How old is Jake Browning?
How old?
Yep.
Oh. 27?
He is 27. Yep.
Oh. Well, I'm trying to walk back the years and figure out where, how many years I think he's been out of school versus how many, when he would have come out. So yeah. Wow.
It is kind of full circle, though.
Super. It's going to be super problematic for the Bengals if.
So, by the way, they're probably going to ask this question during the Washington-Oregon State game. Who was the last quarterback for the Washington Huskies in the college football playoffs? You're going to have a leg up because the answer is Jake Brown. But apparently he had a shoulder injury that they kept quiet during that game. Yeah.
Yeah.
He got surgery 2 months later.
Right. Huh. I don't want to jump into college football. Do you think Washington's going to lose that game against Oregon State?
No, Oregon State's pass defense is terrible.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I didn't think so either, but I think it should be a good game. I think it's lined accordingly.
Can they run? Yeah, I think it's lined accordingly. Question is, can they run the ball? No. That's the whole game in a nutshell. Because if Oregon State can't run the ball like they could last week, they're in trouble. We'll go through college football. There's some upsets that I have on Saturday. There's also some games I'm not touching with the 10-foot pole. By the way, the Ravens, Jack, have you started the fire Jim Harbaugh petition yet? Because again, they've thrown the ball twice out to Gus Edwards in the flat, and that just should not be allowed. 100% should be throwing the ball to Keaton Mitchell in the flat. Because yes, Edwards catches it, but he doesn't do anything with the ball once he catches it.
Sure. Yeah, I mean he's not a electric type of guy.
No, and I know Gus Edwards tremendously. Not only playing for Baltimore, Gus Edwards was with Miami for 3 years.
He doesn't need space, though. Edwards doesn't need space, but he's also not going to. Yeah, he's not going to break. He's not going to break you.
Yep, we got a nice catch here. To Beckham actually makes a catch and runs with the ball.
Oh,
Jackson's up to 97 yards.
Did you see what they showed on the walk-in when Burrow had like his hand? He had like a brace on his hand when he was walking in.
Yeah. So Jackson gets sacked again.
So that's not a new injury then.
No, they're saying his return is questionable.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. If that's something, I didn't hear anything about that though coming into the game. Like that's not something that anybody was really talking about.
Everyone see Beckham
Like
was open for like
nobody
30
mentioned
yards.
that he had a. Yeah, nobody mentioned that he had like a wrist or a hand or anything injury throughout the week. I don't remember seeing that.
Oh. All right, Keaton Mitchell. So Keaton Mitchell still not getting catches. It's now Justice Hill getting catches. I don't know. That one finger
Justice
looks kind of
Hill
weird.
in the mix. That's another piece there because I mean, he's another back that's been there and they like him.
Yeah.
Like
and
as
again,
much
this
as
is a big game. Oh,
as much as
how is that caught? There's a flag here too. Aguilar scores. Doesn't realize there's a flag on the play.
As much as anybody likes Mitchell or whatever.
And then it just bounced to his right hand.
Yeah.
I think this touchdown's going to count.
I hope it does. I got Lamar.
So Aguilar is going to pick up the lucky bounce here. And the Ravens are going to win the first half, so this will be fine with me. Ball tipped, goes right to him, missed tackle, and then he gets in the end zone, does a little flip. Tucker does a stretch before he kicks the extra point, and it's still good. All right, Miami's up 8. We do have OKC getting ready to kick off here at 10 o'clock. I'm on OKC -3. Already gave that. Golden State's going to be without Draymond Green. It's going to be without Steph Curry. I don't see any. I mean, they're going to try to run, but for OKC is the wrong team to run with. I don't see this. I see OKC pulling away. I see SGA having a good game. Trying to look at props right now.
Did you see where they were showing? Burrow with his hand or whatever? His fucking pinky is broken.
Yeah, that pinky looks really, really bad.
Yeah, it's broken. It's definitely broken.
But they're calling
I don't
it a
know
wrist
if that's
injury.
the only. Yeah, I don't know if that's the only issue there, but his pinky is definitely broken.
I mean, that's the one thing they're calling it a wrist injury. Why do you call it a wrist injury if it's like you're watching him try to move the finger and he can't move the finger? So
I mean, unless he's got, it could be multiple. It could be the pinky and the wrist or something. There could be a couple things going on there.
It could be. I mean, we're just kind of feeling like, okay, you think we're stupid. Okay, we're not watching what's going on, and we think it's a.
Man, of all the freaking passes Aguilar has dropped, he catches that one.
Yeah, the one that bounces right into his hands. Yep.
Yeah, he catches the one that's like tipped, and then he just happens to be running right there, and the ball's just there.
Yeah. That's why I love when they're like, "Oh, I made a play." I was like, "You caught the ball when the ball hit you there." So that defense kind of stopped running. A lot of things to look at here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Browning completes his first catch. Let's see. Jake says, "Remember, I was a high prospect." TJ Irwin finally gets in the game, probably because that's the guy Browning's been throwing to for the last 6 weeks. Looks like he's got the same demeanor as Joe. He's like same mannerisms. I've been watching.
I mean, you got 2 minutes here, so I mean,
versus a weak
I wouldn't
secondary
imagine
that's going to blitz.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine we see Burrow before halftime. So it's going to be Browning and then
I don't think Burrow's gonna be back. I really don't. I mean, I
No.
think they're gonna see what Browning looks. I mean, the way he tried to grab the football and couldn't, I don't see how that improves. I
Well,
don't see
he's probably got about 15, 20 minutes here to figure it out.
Yes, I would agree with that. So is Kuminga start? Kuminga should start, but I'm sure he won't.
Yep. Probably got about 15, 20.
Oh, Kuminga's going to start.
Jack
So
thinks Burrow's coming back.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. All right, guys, you're not gonna love this, but I'm gonna take it. We're gonna take Kuminga over 4.5 rebounds, starting in the place of Draymond Green today for the next 5 weeks. Thanks to the giant choke incident. I do love the one guy that I think Shaq was so funny. He was like, well, I don't know if he would have got such a bad one if he actually would have ever let go of the chokehold.
Right.
He stayed with the chokehold and never moved. Even the umpires couldn't get him out from choking the guy.
Yep.
They're like, yeah, that's
She kind of went all in there on the chokehold.
Yep. I think the Bengals move down here and get a field goal here with Jake Browning. Well, here's the question. Why are you taking Looney's assist? That would be the question on that bet. And I'm not sure Looney's playing. Is he? Look. Oh, he's listed, but I have no props at all for Looney. So I don't know why. I don't know what they're just trying to say. Okay, well, nobody knows what's going to happen with the Warriors without him. So. Yeah, Looney's not starting. Dario Saric is starting. They just updated it. That's why I have no props for Looney. Saric had a really good game scoring last time. I don't see him repeating that. But I can see Looney getting rebounds. But Looney really hasn't been doing anything. He really hasn't. Trust me, I stopped betting him because it was getting nothing. My one fault right now, having Kuminga and Wiggins on the floor at the same time, you're putting the same type player on the floor, a slasher who can't shoot. He's Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year. Look at him talk up Jake Browning. He was a Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year 7 years ago. Yep, nothing there. Ravens are sitting in the zone, blitzing one extra, see if it gets rid of it. Things are definitely probably going a little bit quicker for him. So Clay's probably a must play. Clay's going to shoot the puck 900 times. Sorry, not shoot the puck. He's going to shoot the ball. All right, my dad's making fun of me now. That I have reached the problem time. Looking to see what else is out there. All right, they're going to run a screen. If you had Joe Mixon 4 catches, you're looking good. That's his 3rd catch. That's a 3rd and 3. He is such a good pass catching back. Like if he was with the Chargers, if he was with the Niners, would he be a guy that's getting 5, 6, 7 catches? Okay.
I mean, the thing is that he's the only guy, and he's basically been the only guy the majority of time that he's been there. There were the years with Gio where he was like splitting with Gio Bernard, and then
what a catch by TJ Irwin again. TJ Irwin, like I said, it's the only guy he's been throwing to. He's the most comfortable guy he is with on the point. Yeah, I mean he's always been a good pass catcher. But you used to only have to bet 2.5. 2.5 receptions.
Right. Yeah.
Now it's
but
3.5. But he's so good.
But there's nobody there. There's literally nobody there. The only time he comes out of the game is when he basically needs a break. Like they're not
on and,
there's there's nobody else. There's nobody else in that backfield that can do anything. So it's Mixon and I mean he's a 70% snap guy. Like he's in the snap range where you don't there are very few guys that are in the snap range as him.
What are they reviewing? He turned, he came through, the ball's in the middle of his chest. Unless there's something after that. He catches it with two hands, he twists, he puts the ball in the middle of his chest, and he hits the ground. This looks kind of dry. Unless there was something right at the very end that I wasn't watching, because I looked up to look at bets in the Oklahoma City game. Yeah, but you look and say they were underdogs. They were underdogs because they're a bad team. They're a bad team. The Warriors are a badly constructed team. I mean, you're giving them record for staying in it with Minnesota. Okay, that's fine. Minnesota played around, and then finally Cat really came on in the third quarter and just took over the game. I got to tell you, I've been so shocked of what Chet has been able to do in his first year. Chet looks really good. I know people don't want to see it. They don't want to say it because it's not, and it's all Wemby. But you've got three guys for the Rookie of the Year. Those three guys are Wemby, Chet, and Asur Thompson. Those are your three guys. Everybody else is not even in the picture. All right. I do have a problem watching Christmas commercials in November. I've already been forced to watch one Christmas movie in November. I'm not watching Christmas commercials. I draw the line. How is this? Oh, let me see this back. It's got to be something towards the end because he has two hands there. He turns. The ball's in the middle of his chest. How? Did the ball ever touch the ground? Did you see the ball touch the ground? I saw his fingers touch the ground. The ball moves right at the end when he rolls over on the ground, but I don't think it ever touches the ground without having his hand under it. Oh, that's just Bush League. All right, so we got 4th and 3. There's no way they're going for it. They're just trying to draw him. Yeah, there's no way they're going to snap this. You can tell the way he's lifting his leg. This is strictly, are the Ravens going to jump and then we're going to punt the ball away? This might be where we see Keaton Mitchell because the Ravens will go, if we get a big hitter or a big run, then we might actually do something. But other than that, I don't think we're seeing Keaton Mitchell. All right. Yeah, I don't see a lot, except for the Kuminga rebounds. Maybe if you want to take Holmgren, you 2 blocks. I think what I need in this BC-Pittsburgh game is BC to score, and then Pittsburgh to get a field goal and tie it and send it to overtime. All right. Well, the Nets have tried to speed Miami up, but Miami scored with them, so that's not going. Hawkins does have 7 points now. He's got 7, 4, and 4. He's at least giving you something. But they're up by 16. Adebayo's got 18. 5 and 4. Butler still hasn't got his second steal. That's the problem. Yeah, I don't think there was any way you were going to jump on that. I mean, that would have been really dumb for you guys to jump. All right, Lamar's going to run for his life, and he's going to throw the ball to Jim Harbaugh. Nope, it's on the Bengals side. Oh, we need Robichaux to get 84.5 yards. Did we get 84.5 yards? What do we got? We got 97. All right, that counted. We need Robichaux to score a touchdown. Did he get a touchdown? No, he did not. All right, so at least we got the yards. That'll offset the touchdown. Oh, who won in the Vegas game? Tampa Bay's up 2-1. Second goal is Sergachev. Who was Lamar throwing to there? It looks like we're going to go into 2 minutes left. Vegas and Montreal are still tied at 4. New Jersey beat the shit out of Pittsburgh 5-2. Arizona beat Columbus 3-2. Logan Cooley got the third goal. The stud rookie. Coyotes won. Oh, they're going to get a PI here.
What was the score on that Blue Jackets Coyotes game?
3-2. So if you had the +1.5, you cashed with Columbus. Yep. All right, so big hold is early. All right, that's a good call. All right, well, the Salukis are up 16. I know guys were worried about whether there was Saluki bet was going to cash. Vegas scores. Jack Eichel scores with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, buddy.
Another Bengal down. He's kicking the ground.
So I wonder if the Bengals are going to get dinged for not declaring that Burrow injury. I mean, clearly he was hurt before the game.
Yeah, but you don't know if he got hit, but it was on the ground. There was a lot of things that could happen. I don't see a thing there. But I mean, to say okay, he was hurt. Almost everybody's hurt. Every guy's basically hurt going into the game at this point in the season. One guy basically says you're either hurt or you're hurt. Can you play or can you not play? All right, getting ready for college football. We're going to go through that, getting ready to start. Probably differ on a couple plays here.
Jesus.
What?
From the BC the BC Pitt game.
Okay.
Did you see this? Did you see this targeting? Somebody tweeted out and they said, no, it was on BC. Somebody tweeted out, said people always ask what targeting is. And then it says this right here. This is targeting. Jesus.
Well, BC's at the 9 again. Hopefully they don't throw an interception here, and we can run our way with the touchdown and make Pittsburgh get some points here. Jack is still trying to figure out his Keaton Mitchell crush. All right, Rich giving us the picture. Oh, come on. I still hate that other picture. It's terrible. Oh, that is terrible. Oh, you gotta post that to the couch. I mean, he is jumping. He is jumping. He's leading with his head. His eyes are closed, probably.
It's literally it's everything.
I'm gonna hit you as hard as I can.
Like I'm trying to find your head with my head.
All right.
Here's me trying to hit you in the head with my head.
Ravens get the break of the century, and my team loses Joe Burrow after 1.5 of football. Not good for my fantasy team. Not good at all. All right. Lamar back to pass. Lamar escapes. Throws it out to Isaiah Likely, but there is a flag. I'm sure somehow it's pass interference. Because there's been like 5 pass interference lately on the Bengals. Nope, it's on the offense. Vegas gets an empty netter. Mark Stone with William Carlson and Shea Theodore. Carlson has 9 shots on goal in this game. And hasn't scored. Alex Petrangelo has 2 shots on goal. BC going backwards. A holding call on the 9. Lamar throwing it. Oh, they're going to call PI. He's going after the ball. I got to see if there's something before that, but he's jumping after the ball. Let's watch this. Where's the PI? Where's the PI? All right, Jack, where's the PI there? Jack, where was the PI? He didn't grab him. He didn't pull him. He didn't hit him. He didn't bump him. That is a horrible call. That is the horrible PI call. Beckham has got his 2 catches. He escapes, gets out of bounds at 13, and now he's going to act like he's the greatest receiver, and he's just a minimal guy. BC has to settle for a field goal. All right. Yeah, okay. So Jack agrees. There's the bailout call. Take whatever I can get. That was a terrible throw. Good run up the sidelines, and he runs it out of bounds at the 13. BC has to settle for a field goal to make it 16-13. Those idiots. Jackson's going to try to run, and he gets 3 yards. 34 seconds. Ben's taking over 6.5 in the Kings game. Ben needs a touchdown, doesn't he? He didn't get. Montreal scores 6-5. They get a goal. This isn't over yet. There's our over 10.5, by the way.
Wow, 6-5, huh?
Yep. So, there was 13. Okay, there was 13.5 in the second quarter. Good job. Good catch. I got -2.5. I forgot that. I need a field goal at least. Should get a field goal. Jackson throws it into the end zone. I'm sure they'll call PI with that, even though it was 11 yards thrown over his head. That ball is uncatchable. If you actually take away the PIs in this game, the quarterbacks still blow. Burrow at 101 yards. Browning is 19. Jackson's got 176. I don't. Okay. How does he have 176? I haven't seen him have 176. I've seen most of his catches basically be incomplete PIs. All right, big 3rd and 8 here for Cincinnati if they want to try to remain in this game. Jackson's going to try to run. Now he's going to break out, and it's going to be a touchdown to Rashad Bateman. Yep. Now this will be the
This
issue.
feels like about the longest 2 minutes of a game ever. I feel like this last 2 minutes has been like 20 minutes long.
Yep. And but basically, you're like, if Burrow doesn't come back,
No, the Bengals are cooked. The Bengals are cooked right now because it doesn't look like Burrow's coming back. And if Burrow's not coming back, this team is hosed. They're hosed.
Yep, I agree with that.
They've got no chance. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, 21 points scored here in the second quarter. So the Ravens -2.5 is going to come through. Ravens first half is going to come through. The under 22.5 is not. The teaser over looks pretty good. Not for the Bengals side of it, but you can offset that at halftime here. Probably going to have Cincy -2 or 3.5 or something. He's got 187 PIs in this game, is what I can see.
This looks like we might be on track for the Bengals to get fucking smoked here.
I agree.
This could be.
you're basically going. Yeah, because all you're going to do is the Ravens are going to blitz almost on every down.
Yeah,
that's all they're going to do. And if they can't move the ball, since his defense is not going to stay enough there, because it's similar to what the Browns game when they had to play DTR, or similar to the Browns games when they have to play for the next 6 weeks.
Well, you're talking 21-10. You're talking 21-10 right now. How many points, legitimately, how many points do you think a Browning-led Bengals offense is going to score?
Maybe 10.
I was going to say 10, probably tops.
Yep.
But how many?
I would
mistakes?
see like a field goal in the third quarter and a garbage touchdown in the end.
Exactly.
That's where I would go. Yeah.
And I probably give the Ravens 17-21. So you're probably talking what, 38?
It depends upon how bad they go after him here in the third period. The Ravens' second half team has been terrible. They've run the
you
ball,
think they're
not
going to let up?
Score. No, I don't think they're going to let up here because
I don't think they're going to let up. And I think
they get the break of the century.
I think the Bengals defense is going to be able to hold them to a point, but if the offense can't move the ball, if the offense can't do anything, you have the best defense in the league. And
correct. It's so disheartening, and you just kind of go, all right, well, this game's not done, or you gamble because you have to make a play. Because it's basically we have to score or do something because we don't believe our offense can. Yeah, this is going to be very interesting. I'd highly expect a lot of books to hold the second line, trying to get information on Burrow before they post a number. Ravens -2.5. Really? That's the number you're going to post?
I was gonna say anything under a touchdown. Anything under a touchdown, I think you have to take with Baltimore.
I did. Yep. Yeah, we'll call it
I would
second half
say
minus 2.5.
Yeah, I'd say anything 6.5 and under is an auto for Baltimore.
Yep.
Has to be. I mean, unless Burrow comes out miraculously,
but even if you wanted to, you could play that off. They put a second half number at 20.
Yeah.
They put the total at 20. You had 22.5 in the first half. You were expected essentially with the 46.5 to have a 23, 24-point half. They dropped that by 4 points and made it 20.
Right.
They don't think Cincinnati's going to score at all, but that doesn't make any sense with the minus 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so let's go in. We'll get into college football. We'll start to get going here. Everybody remember the plays. The Salukis are up by 16. For those of you really worried about the Saluki bet, it's really keeping people up at night, I know. Adebayo only has 6 rebounds, not getting any rebounds. Butler's not going for any steals. Adebayo's got the steals, but he has 3 blocks. Come on. Jaquez got his 10. Yeah, all right, cash one. Jaquez got 10, 4, and 5. Only took 9 shots to get 10 points. That sucks. That's quite bad.
I took it.
There's no way to say that. You got 10 points with 9 shots. Okay. All right. Not exactly. USA Soccer has yet to score a goal. They were favored by 4. Not good. Trinidad Tobago, though, does have a red card, and they still haven't scored a goal, too. So that's another thing that's really bad. They picked up the red card in 38 minutes, and they still haven't scored. So second half should be a goals fest. Kind of one thing to look at. But let's start college football. We will begin with Friday, November 17th. USF takes on UTSA. What do you
got? Yeah, I don't have anything on that one.
All right, UTSA minus 16 is the play. Team total UTSA over 40-1 is the play. USF's defense is piss poor. It will be a question of how many times they'd like to score. That's all the only question is. UTSA at 7-3 definitely wants to get to 8-3. They'll cover the 16. They'll probably cover the 16 by halftime, and should be able to beat USF pretty handily. All right, now let's go to the next one. This one's a very interesting game. Colorado started the year 3 wins. They then go 1-5 on their next 6. Washington State started the year 4-0 and then have gone 0-6. So what in a game that everyone has dreamed the great mismatch again, I don't think there's really a mismatch here. I think Washington State can't run the ball, which has kind of like been the issue of the Colorado defense. Not that their pass defense is that great either, but and I think Cameron Ward will have his day. But in this game, I'm going to take the 4.5 with the Buffs. I won't be shocked if this is an outright win. The line's going against me, but I feel this is going to be Shedeur Sanders' last chance to kind of get some yards here before he runs off to the NFL. I know he's not saying he is, but I think they're going to have a chance to look back and go, yeah, I should take off.
This was a tough one. I
like the over in this too.
Yeah, I was gonna say the over would be my look, if anything.
As long as it's under that 63, it's 62.5. I mean,
60. Yeah, right. 62.5. I could see this being an over for sure.
Yeah, I mean, at Arizona was 65, 34-31. I think you're definitely got a chance here to come through. All right, we move on to Saturday. we get to Piss Teal versus Army. Not a great setup for Coastal, 7-3. Going to Army. There's still a question whether Grayson McCall plays. They're the backup. Jared Guest has played pretty well in their speed. The one thing, though, you got to look at their Coastal averages 70th in the league against the run. Army's 20th. Army's going to run the ball a lot. The line's 3.5. The total's 43. Army games really don't get over 43. I love to take Coastal here, but I don't think I can. I think Army's going to find, unless Coastal goes up early and just kind of shells them from there. All right, so we got Tulane versus FAU. Tulane coming off a narrow win. Now, really, I don't know what's up Tulane. If you look at their last couple of games, they won by 2 to Tulsa. They won by 3 to East Carolina. They won by 2 to Rice. They won by 7 to North Texas. They're not really blowing teams out. They are 9-1, and you're turning around and giving up 9.5 again on the road. I'm going to take FAU and hold my nose.
Yeah, this was a game that I looked at pretty extensively, and I kind of wanted to get your opinion on it. I almost like when I initially looked at it, I'm like, oh, Tulane, gonna take Tulane here, and then digging a little deeper, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Like I don't
great
want to.
Football.
Yeah. No, I don't want to lay the number. I mean, you're talking 10 points, 9.5 with laying 9.5 with Tulane on the road. I don't like it. I don't like it. I won't do it. I'm not taking the other side.
I am, because I think FAU is better than East Carolina. And I mean, I know that's East Carolina's only win, but that was a bad game for FAU. They played other teams pretty well. They beat South Florida 56-14.
Right.
They played good competition. Illinois only beat them by 6. Ohio only beat them by 7. UTSA squashed them. I don't know what's wrong with Tulane. They just don't look like they're trying to run up the score on anybody. I may take FAU.
It's almost never a bad bet to take 10 points with the home team when, I mean, is there a, are these teams 10 points difference on a neutral? Maybe they're 10 points on a neutral, but I would say they're more or less, they're probably more likely 7 points on a neutral. So you take the 3 for home, you take the 3 for home field, then you take your couple extra, but it's almost like you're getting 5. It's almost like you're getting 5 here with the home field. So
agreed.
Yeah, I would say FAU would probably be the side I'd be on.
All right, moving over, we got Michigan and Maryland. I know your favorite 2 teams to talk about.
I like the over. I like the over
as well.
Yeah.
They couldn't score versus Nebraska, though, is kind of the thing there, and I don't think they're going to score versus Michigan.
I think Michigan probably puts up a number here. The total's 50, right? I think we probably get
49.5.
30. Yeah, I think we probably get 30, 35, maybe 42 from Michigan. So I don't feel like we need a ton from Maryland, and I think we'll get it. It might come in garbage. But I feel like we get it. I think you probably get like a, I don't know, maybe like a 40, like a 42-14, or like a 40, 45-14, 45-17 type of game. I think we clear.
You got to be on Michigan minus 19, except that's probably against your religion.
No, no, I'm not. But yeah, it's correlated for sure. I think this is honestly, I think it's a look ahead spot for Michigan. So while I do think they score on offense because Maryland's defense is very poor, I also think Michigan's defense probably gives up more than usual. I don't think you get a a number one top effort from Michigan's defense here. So
Okay. So Pitt gets another touchdown and puts it at 24-16. 3rd and 7 on the BC 45. If BC can get a stop here, they can have a chance with the ball to go down and get a 2-point conversion and basically score and then not get the 2-point conversion and be pissed that they only scored 46 points. All right. Moving on. I know you got others where we talked about. Louisville, Miami, any play?
no.
I don't want anything to do with this game. Absolutely nothing.
This is very strange. The line is like the line's like a pick. It was like a half point.
Because essentially what they're hoping that he does is that Cristobal's able to get Miami up and say, hey, this is your big season. This is your chance to beat an undefeated team.
Sure.
They've won. They beat Texas A&M. They beat Clemson at home. It's going to be a close game. The weather could be an issue in this game. I just have the Jawar Jordan keep running and still running. Miami's got a good defense. Well, like them, if you don't like them, whatever. They've got a good defense. It hasn't been easy for any team they played to go run down the field and score. So you've got a quarterback in Plummer, easy goal. Easy goal. He's sitting right on the backstop. Gorgeous pass. 2-2 in Chicago and Tampa Bay. All right. Rutgers, Penn State.
I didn't have anything
basically
here.
Has to prove. My only thing on this is I feel like Penn State has to prove something.
Yeah,
and I feel like,
and
you look at this Rutgers team, and to me, this is a team that's kind of given up. They've lost by 22 to Iowa. You lost by 21 to Ohio State.
That game was close. That game was close in the first half, though. The Ohio State game was close in the first half. They were in that game. That wasn't a blowout. Second half, yeah.
Covered every game except the 2 they've lost. They've covered 8 games.
Yeah.
You're trying to make a statement. The last thing you want to do is have 2 straight losses that kind of on your mouth. And I think I think Rutgers has an issue scoring. I think they're scoring about 10 points, and I think Penn State gets about 30.
Zach Taylor says you will probably not see Burrow the rest of the game.
Correct. I've already taken the Ravens third quarter. Is the other bet I took? Okay, Ravens third quarter minus 0.5. We'll just take that. The way Burrow was walking in the locker room when guys were saying, "Oh, he's coming back," like the way he was walking in the locker room, he wasn't. That hand was in his pocket, and his head was shaking back and forth. I was like, "That's telling me no. He knows he's not coming back." Now, whether the Ravens can stop the run is going to be the question, because I see a whole lot of Joe Mixon. And the only way Cincinnati stays in this game is they need to go right down here and score. And if they go right down here and score, you could argue it's a game again. But that's why I took the second half over. I mean, 20 points. I'm like, okay. So I think the Ravens score 10-14. All right, so we've got Alabama really scheduled a huge juggernaut on their team within Chattanooga. All right, let's talk about the bigger game. SMU and Memphis. Both teams 82.
Yeah.
I'm on the over first part. We know that. We're with Preston Stone. We're definitely trusting.
Yep, I'm also on the over.
The question I have in this game is Memphis could score, and Hennigan's played really well. The question is, I don't think they've seen anybody that can play defense like they can, except maybe the Tulane game. And Tulane beat them by 10. Again, we should have took TJ Irwin's stats because he's the only guy he's throwing to.
Well, nobody knew that Burrow was going to be out. A quarter and a half into the game.
I kind of want to take SMU, but 8.5 is a lot of.
Yeah.
But they're covering machine.
Yeah, I looked at it the same way. I don't think. I think Memphis is going to be able to score. I don't think they're going to be able to stop SMU from scoring. But to say that.
Look at Browning. Look at Browning go.
To say that they're not going to be able to cover 8.5 points, I don't want anything to do with that. I just give me the over. I don't want to deal with because I could see
SMU money line parlay.
Yeah, I could see SMU going up by 2 or 3 touchdowns, and then Memphis fighting back or whatever, and it's you're basically going to be is SMU going to let up? Like, is SMU going to let up when they're up by 2 or 3 scores? Are they going to let up and let Memphis come back and cover, backdoor that number?
Yep. He throws to some guy named Jackson. Who the crap is Jackson? Sorry, guys. I'm not walking to the chat. I'm doing some. There will be the last 30 at last. Okay, we'll see. Purdue and Northwestern.
I like Northwestern. I don't know. They've been a team that I haven't wanted to really bet on much this year. There's been a couple spots where I was like, I like Northwestern in this spot, but I just didn't really take them. And I've been making notes on the games that I have liked them in. I don't think Purdue is anything special. I don't understand why Purdue is laying 3 points on the road. I'm not. I think Northwestern probably wins the game. I'm going to take the 3 points. They're going to give me 3 points. I'm going to take the 3 points. So I took 3 with Northwestern.
All right. Well, BC needs to go 89 yards in 50 seconds on 4th and 16. Maybe he could throw a pick 6 and we can cover that way. Kind of what we're hoping for here. Hey, they get a PI call. Who's the throw to? TJ Irwin. Did they pull Chase out of the game too? Is he not playing?
No, it doesn't seem like any of their players are playing.
And Joe Mixon and TJ Irwin.
I mean, I just saw Boyd. Boyd's definitely in there.
All right. He definitely hit some early. If you were going to call the crap that you called in the end of the second quarter, you got to call. Oh, Bedard just let out a wrister. All right, we talked about that. Oklahoma, BYU.
Yeah, I got nothing on that.
Okay, they got a penalty. They got to redo the 4th down. All right. Is this football? Okay. Oops. Nothing on that. Move over. Nothing on the 1 o'clock games. I mean, unless you want to take Liberty again, minus 27.5. I know you're big on Liberty. I'm big on Liberty as well.
I almost did, but I didn't.
Massachusetts is bad too, so definitely could see it.
Oh wait, no, I did. Right. I did take Liberty. Yeah.
All right, Browning gets out of it. Browning runs. Boy, he left way too early there. He could have got 2 or 3 more yards. All right. Hey, how about this game? I looked at this game and I wanted your opinion on this. Appalachian State and James Madison.
Yeah, I took James Madison. I mean,
I know we've been riding him. We've been riding and riding and riding him.
It's a lot of points. It's a lot of points. If this game was at App State, well, yeah, I mean it's what is it, 8?
App State.
Oh, I thought James Madison was home.
In Harrisonburg, Virginia. Who is that?
No, they're home. Yeah, Harrisonburg, Virginia is James Madison. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think this game is probably 6.5 or so if App State's home. I like James Madison. I'll take him in this spot.
All right, Browning threw it to TJ Irving again. And they get a field goal, 21-13. Make it a one-score game. Can the defense show up? That's the question. OKC's up by 2 early. All right, so move in. There's a whistle. So the Lightning goal doesn't count. All right. Utah and Arizona. Do you have a line on this? Oh, it's a pick'em.
Yeah, it's
pick'em.
I got Arizona -1. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't really have anything on this game. If anything, I would lean under. But
yeah, I kind of want to go the other way. I think Utah's going to be able to score over Arizona. I do. Arizona's been a good team, but that's when they've kind of shelled it. I think Utah could score on them, similar to like how Colorado scored. I mean, they're not going to score the same way. They're not as prolific. But I think Arizona will be able to put up enough points. I just think the number's too low. At 46 points, I think the number is way too low. All right, Duke and Virginia.
Yeah, I got nothing on that one.
Nothing. All right, we're moving through. UNC and Clemson. Drake May's last game.
Did we hit West Virginia, Cincinnati?
No, sorry. I didn't know you had something. 2:30 West Virginia, Cincinnati.
Yeah. I got West Virginia. Yep, I got West Virginia. Minus 6.5.
6.5? Okay.
Yeah.
UNC and Clemson.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's a tough game. I kind of want to take Clemson because it's 7.5. I think UNC can score, but I think Clemson will be able to score against UNC's defense.
7.5 is a 7. Yeah, that's really strange. I mean, you got Clemson at 6-4 and UNC at 8-2, and UNC comes in and they're over a touchdown underdog. That's a pretty weird line.
Yep. It almost wonders like somebody's out that's not saying. Yeah.
You're giving Clemson a lot of respect there with that number.
Now, UNC struggled stopping the run versus Duke. They're not going to do any better response than I'll flat out tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Wake at Notre Dame. Sam Hartman revenge game.
Yeah, I kind of like that I kind of like that number, but it is. I kind of like Notre Dame. But that number is too big for me.
Yeah.
24.5 is what I'm seeing right now.
All right, we'll go with this one. People probably talk, right? This Georgia, Tennessee.
I like Tennessee, but I didn't take it. I mean, you got
Big
Tennessee at
run by
home.
Gus Edwards. There's what you needed. Big run. 25.
Tennessee at home, 10 points. It's a chunk, but
Yeah, but
I'm not going to take it.
Georgia's
been
going to
rolling.
pound
They've
them
been
on
locked in.
the ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to pound them on the ground.
They've been locked in. I'm not. As the
Getting
season's gone on, they've gotten better.
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel
not getting
like,
in front of that train. I think they've got better play for their wide receivers.
Well,
Who didn't score.
yeah, and I feel like as the season's gone on, Georgia's gotten better. Tennessee's gotten worse.
A white receiver caught the ball.
Actually, I took a win total under on Tennessee. That looks like that cashed already. Well, I just needed them to lose 3 games. Looks like they already lost 3 games. That's good.
Yep, 7-3.
Mm-hmm.
Gus down the middle again. NC State or Virginia Tech.
I like Tech.
I
didn't take it.
Coming on. They've been getting positive play from their quarterback.
Yeah. I didn't take it, but I do like Tech.
They're at home. You got an NC State team, but NC State, basically, people thought they'd have issues last week, and they just obliterated Wake Forest. Now, again, it's Wake Forest. Not as good as the team this year.
Sure.
They're just riding Gus. All right, let's go. Here's the death play. Illinois, Iowa, under 32.
You're on the under?
It's got to be. I wouldn't let anybody score.
Man, I was so close to I was on Iowa.
This is the game I tease. I tease Iowa every week. I take the tease and set them up for the NFL or a late night game.
Yeah, I've been taking Iowa pretty regularly, and I don't know. There's something about this number at this spot. I'm not gonna lay it.
See, this is where I
would
think
definitely lean the 3 though.
I will come back and say, looking at the game we're playing, this is where Keaton Mitchell's probably going to get his props because the game's going to be over. He finally caught his first pass. They finally figured out throwing the ball to Keaton Mitchell on the flat is better than throwing it out to Gus on the flat. So Mitchell.
Well, it's only going to take if Baltimore scores here, and then since he does not score, and then Baltimore scores again, the game is over.
Yeah.
The game is
Agreed.
over, and you're gonna have the entire fourth quarter basically.
I think if Baltimore scores here, the game is over. I really do. I don't even think it matters what Cincy does because essentially you've met. All right, we've got a fisticuffs going in the Lightning Chicago game with the Lightning up 1. All right, so where we left off. Okay, we were talking about Temple and UAB. No, I'm joking. We were talking about Illinois and Iowa. I mean, there's Keaton Mitchell, another run, doesn't score. He at least gets positive yards, though, Jack. That's good. He might have +1, +2 for the day. The other thing they're doing, they're killing clock. I mean, Cincinnati had 1 drive. Baltimore's had 1 drive, and there's 5 minutes left. So it's going to be 3 possessions for the third quarter.
Yep.
All right, they leave Keaton Mitchell. Here's a chance for a Keaton Mitchell anytime touchdown. What can you get on that live? Yeah, I got no stats on anything. Instead, it's going to be Lamar goes down. Untouched. And it's Gimpy. It's definitely Gimpy. Timber. All right. Are you taking anything though? Besides, I'm taking the under, but I don't know what you're taking.
No, I don't have anything.
Okay.
I would lean. Yeah, I'd lean Iowa, but nothing for me.
Here comes Lamar draw, and they get to hit him again. It's going to be 4th and 5, and it's going to be a Justin Tucker field goal. And Lamar is gimpy, walking off the field. A little labored here. I mean, I do love that your quarterback's got an ankle injury. You're running quarterback draws. Design quarterback run for a guy who can't run right now. Looks like he has a refrigerator on his back. All right, UCLA, USC.
Nope, nothing.
I'm taking UCLA here because I think I'm starting to watch a preservation happening with Caleb Williams.
Okay.
He's throwing the ball away more. He really is. And UCLA has a defense, and UCLA they'll do enough on offense to win this game.
Yeah.
They should have no issue running the ball. Carson Steele is going to run all over them without any issue whatsoever. So I like UCLA getting 6.5 points. I like them to win outright, to be flat honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably tease it to by the half point to 7, but I'm on UCLA plus 7. Oklahoma State versus Houston. Oh wait, sorry, Minnesota, Ohio State. This is a look-ahead game. Do they look ahead?
I took the over.
Okay.
I took the over Minnesota, Ohio State. I think. I mean, honestly, not that Ohio State's defense is going to be slacking off, but I think it's probably a game where Ohio State probably, I don't know, maybe puts up, I don't know, 31, 35 points in the first half, first 3 quarters, and then we get, maybe 20. I think it's probably like a 38-21 type of game, 30,
Okay.
38, 24, something like that. Yeah, I like the over there.
Oklahoma State.
It's similar to what I like in the Michigan game. I think it's a look ahead spot for both teams.
Yep. Oklahoma State, Houston.
I didn't have anything on that one.
Oregon, ASU.
No.
UCF, Texas Tech.
Nope.
Cal, Stanford.
Nope.
KSU, Kansas.
I like Kansas.
With the 3rd-string quarterback?
Yep. Give me Kansas and 8 points.
Kansas State defense is very, very good.
That's why I'm getting 8 points.
Yeah, it's 9.5 now.
It was 8 this morning.
9.5 now.
Oh.
Giddens is going to run for 150 yards. I'd take Giddens rushing yards all day. I'd take Neal and Giddens combined ATD.
You like the over?
I don't know if Kansas can score. That's my issue. You look at what they did last week. They scored 13 points.
Yeah. Right.
Bean went down. Yeah, they have an extra week to come back. But that was Texas Tech's run defense. Where Taj Brooks ran for almost 200 yards. Giddens is going to run for about 200 yards as well. I think their quarterback's better. I think the whole team is better. I think Kansas State wins. Do they cover 9.5? I kind of feel Kansas is going to have trouble scoring. Kansas State's going to put up like 25.
Yeah.
Probably not 25, 26, 27, somewhere in there. All right, Florida, Missouri. I'm going to take Mizzou minus the 11.
Okay.
I'm also going to take
What
the
do you think?
over because
I was going to say, what do you think
LSU
about
had
the
no
over?
issue whatsoever. LSU had no issue
Well.
scoring. The only question you look at Florida. Florida's going to be looking ahead to playing FSU next week. Because to them, that's got to be their Super Bowl right now. There's nothing else to play for. They're not going to win this game. They'll compete. They'll score points. And they've been able to score points for good teams. So I think they'll score points. But I think their defense is Swiss cheese. I mean, they just gave up a guy for 500 total yards to a quarterback. Not that it's the same thing, but Cook is really good, and you're about to see 3 better receivers, similar to what LSU had. Probably better than what LSU had. Okay, Browning is getting confused. The Ravens did get a field goal we missed. It was 24-13. So 37 points. So if you took tease the over, you've now hit that at least. Washington, Oregon State. We still may get this 14.
Yeah, I don't have anything on that game. It's going to be of all the games this weekend. That's probably the one I want to see. That's probably the one I want to watch.
That's the one I want to see. I'm going to bet it because I think Washington. There's so much in it for Washington.
Yeah.
Penix hasn't looked at but Penix hasn't looked as great because he doesn't have the 3 great receivers. They haven't been playing. Polk finally came back. McMillan finally come back. Adunzi's still there. You've got a running game. But, yeah, Oregon State's secondary is terrible. That's the question there. I think Washington wins this. Unless there's a weather game. I do think Oregon State running the ball will be able to run the ball without any issue. Martinez is going to be it's going to be TJ Ugule there. I'm probably looking at the over in this game, and I'm going to take Washington straight up. Texas, Iowa State. I know you guys all think Iowa State's winning this game, but Texas is winning this game by 3 touchdowns. Just telling you that right now.
I was very close to taking Iowa State, but I did not. I did not make a play on this game.
The point and the reason I'm saying is now Texas, if you're watching the show and you're watching everything there, every game to them has to be a statement. That's their only chance. I still think FSU gets screwed. We know my thoughts on that. We'll go through it very quickly. If Alabama, who's playing better than probably any team in the country since their loss to Texas, beats Georgia, they're not going to put Georgia not in. They're going to put Georgia. They're going to put Bama. They'll put the Big Ten winner. And then if you have an undefeated Pac-12, it'll be an undefeated Pac-12 team. And the Egyptian will basically say that FSU hasn't looked great. They beat Miami by 7. They beat Clemson by 3 in a game they shouldn't have won. If a guy hits an 11-yard field goal, they lose. You struggled versus Duke until their quarterback got hurt. The strength of schedule is nowhere near what you've looked at from an Alabama team. And I think they're going to say, we're not going to
FSU gets left out? You think FSU gets left out if they're undefeated?
If Alabama beats Georgia, yes. If Georgia does it, if Georgia beats Alabama, I don't think they get left out. I think Texas is the team that gets left out.
I think
Texas has to know going into every game they've got to blow everybody out, and that's what they're going to try to do.
I feel like Texas has known that. I think they've known that for a few weeks now. I mean, they have to know that they're fighting an uphill battle when it comes to these rankings. They have to.
Correct. Know. When you played a freshman quarterback, you're not trying to blow teams out. You're just trying to win the game. With Malik Murphy, Ewers is back. Ewers is playing again. The loss of Jonathan Brooks is big, 100%, no doubt about it. But C.J. Baxter is still a very, very capable back. He's just a freshman, but it's still a very capable back, not in the same team. But I think what that's going to do is shift the focus from running the ball to getting the ball to Worthy, Mitchell, Sanders, Whittington.
Yeah.
All those guys are going to go up, and Ewers' stats are going to go up because they're going to throw the ball more.
Right.
And
I honestly think that Texas is so far like they're so Bama is an outside shot to make the top 4. I think they're an outside shot. So they beat Georgia, and then they still need something else to happen, right? They still need Washington to lose, or they
I don't
need
think so.
FSU to lose.
I
I
don't. I
do.
don't think so. I know you think
I
so,
don't
and I
think
mean,
I
and it's
don't think the
quite
committee
possible.
can put in a. I don't think the committee is going to legitimately put in a one-loss, a one-loss champ. Like you, either that or you can't put in 2 SEC teams. You
But
can't
I
leave
think that
out an undefeated Power 5 conference champion over and in favor of a one-loss SEC team.
I think
They
they
won't do it.
will
I
because
don't
that
think they
defending
won't
team.
do it.
Keaton Mitchell with a big run here.
I feel like the key is FSU and
21 yards
Washington.
from Mitchell.
If
Yeah, because
Washington goes undefeated and if FSU finishes out undefeated, then it's simple, right? It's FSU, it's Washington, it's Georgia, and it's Ohio State, Michigan. It's one of those two.
yeah,
It's easy.
Jack. But
But
this is what we said. This is what we think. It's gonna be garbage time. They're gonna let Keaton Mitchell have his chances now. I mean, this is what you're looking at.
game's
Good
over.
run by him. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, at
game's
this
over
point,
basically.
right now, they're not going to risk any of their other backs. Mitchell will get more carries, so don't think
Yeah.
because Mitchell got 5 carries to Edwards 7 and Jackson 6 that hey they've switched the thing. No, they
No.
realize the
No,
score. They realize
if the game's over,
yeah,
these carries
yeah.
are there, but I don't want to say they're less valuable, but they're less
No, but I
valuable
think for them they're
basically.
giving him experience. They want to see what he can
Sure.
do. They want to see
Right.
there. It's a great opportunity here for Keaton. And you have his stats. There he goes. Goes out for a pass. Throw it to Keaton. He was wide open. Instead, you threw an incomplete pass. Throw it to Keaton. He was wide open in front of you for the first down. Nope. You threw it 50 yards down the field and you didn't score. The U.S. soccer team still has not scored in a game that were favored by 4 goals, and the other team's had a red card now for 38 minutes, which means you've had a man advantage for 38 minutes and you haven't scored. Really pissed at that. All right, so we went through. Okay, we'll get on the soapbox and we talk about who's going to win, who's not. I think the Bama's going to sit there and say Bama's playing better. Georgia's still a better team than those other undefeated teams, and they're the 2-time defending champ. They deserve a right to defend their thing. That's going to be.
I mean, Bama has to win that game. They have to win that game. You think Bama?
Oh yeah.
You think Bama beats Georgia?
I think with Milroe, you never know. And the reason I say that, Milroe's playing really, really well. And Bama's defense is solid. So if they hold Georgia from scoring, I think Milroe could make a play. It's going to be an ad-lib play. It's going to be something that's just crazy. But he's got a rocket arm. He can run for days to escape the defense. The Georgia defense is good, but Missouri showed they're not unbeatable. They're not unbeatable, and they're not last year's defense. So
I will say that of all the teams, and I've kind of seen this for a number of weeks, is that Bama was the team that kind of in the first month of the season, everybody kind of counted out, right? I mean, they look bad. They look bad to start the season, and they've progressively rounded into form. I mean, they definitely seem like they're in a really good spot right now. So, yeah, Bama is they're a dangerous team. They're a dangerous team if they get in. If they can, I don't think they have to beat Georgia to get in. But if they,
well, I think there's some things like if
do,
FSU loses. But here's the question: if Louisville has 1 loss and they beat FSU, and that's what they would need to happen. They would need Texas to lose to the Big 12. they would need.
Would that be a conference championship between Louisville and FSU?
Yes.
Okay.
If Louisville wins Saturday, they're in. If UNC loses, they're in as well.
So you're talking. So FSU would be. FSU has Florida still left on the schedule, right? That's their last game.
Yep, they have Florida, and then they'll play the ACC championship.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely some. There's definitely
to me, I think
some things
FSU
to be decided.
Is going to need to win the ACC championship by margin. If it's another squeaker, close game like it was versus Miami, or close game like it was versus Clemson, I think you're going to watch that Alabama Duke game, and teams are going to watch it. They're going to say these are the two best teams in the country. They have to be in.
But you don't think that? I mean, I realize we're going back a while, but you don't think that what FSU did to LSU carries that much weight? I mean, they rolled LSU at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and LSU had 3 losses. Basically, what we discovered is anybody scoring on LSU wasn't that hard. Georgia Southern's going to score 25 on LSU this week. Florida scored 40 points on LSU.
I don't know.
35
I just think that
LSU.
I just think that I think that people use they use the SEC bias logic when it works to their advantage. Like that, like it's like SEC teams are superior except for when
Tampa
it's
Bay
not in our
42.
favor. You know,
yeah,
when
but I think they are superior. I think
SEC
everybody's got a flat.
SEC teams are superior except for when we're talking about FSU rolling LSU. Like, it's like, oh, well, we're not talking about that SEC team. Like,
correct, but
we're talking about other SEC
which has been the
teams.
one thing. ACC had a better record against all the other conferences. Pac-12, ACC for the out-of-conference games. Best of all. You look at the rankings that came out, and you look at even the college football rankings, but the actual rankings that came out before the college football rankings showed basically they didn't care. I mean, they basically were still like, we're still going to put the Pac-12. Look how long it took for the Pac-12 to kind of start to be ranked by some of the other teams. And then the over adjustment, or we're going to make Colorado rank. That was the biggest, dumbest thing you've ever done in the history of sports. Was ranked Colorado and said they're an actual team that deserves to be ranked. I was like, they haven't played anybody, and that was the biggest thing with the FSU. To me, it was everything. Yes, they beat LSU. We don't know, which is always my biggest thing. I said no rankings should be out for the 6th week of the season. Nobody knows if anyone's good. You're basing it based on last year. Colorado beat a TCU team, and it was like,
right.
oh, they're great. They beat the defending champions. 25% of their team wasn't playing. 43% of their starters left. They either graduated, went to the pros, or transferred. So
look at where TCU is right now.
Yeah, where TCU is now. That it was like, okay, that win didn't mean anything. Because
if you take,
and this is where the SEC and the Big Ten bias comes, because pre-ranking they get ranked so much in the top 25. That when another SEC team beats them, it's like, oh, now they're ranked because they have a quality win.
Right.
Those are quality wins. Those teams just weren't any good. You look at the Big Ten and you say, there are 3 teams in the Big Ten. The rest are trash. Maybe you can give Iowa as the 4th team. Maybe. But the rest are trash. Wisconsin, Iowa State, Nebraska. They're terrible. They're just terrible.
They're middling. They're not. I mean, it's every conference.
Those teams have lost. Illinois lost to a MAC team.
Yeah, but I mean, every conference has those teams. The whatever, the Vanderbilts, every conference has to have bad teams. Those
correct.
are.
You're going to have to. I mean, you're not going to have 37 great teams. I mean, FSU scheduled a huge match. So we went to USC Kansas. There's not a lot of great late night games. There's really no.
No, there really isn't. Uh-uh.
I mean, you got New Mexico and Fresno State. All right, let's talk this game because this game does intrigue me. San Jose State, who was everyone's darling pick to win as an underdog versus Fresno State, not only basically beat the crap out of Fresno State as an underdog, ended up winning 42-18. Seven Cordero is by far the best quarterback in that conference, and they've got to cover 14.5 at home for San Diego State.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gerardo says did the Knights finally win that game? Okay, the Knights won. Oh yeah, that's right. They won. They scored right before the last minute. So the Knights won 6-5. The show play of the Knights winning in three-way wins as well. Tampa Bay wins. It's not with us. San Jose actually scores first instead of St. Louis. Vancouver, Calgary, we only got 4 goals. We need a couple more in that goals. Florida and LA kicked off. If you're not watching, OKC is beating the crap out of Golden State. They're up 15. Right now it's 50-35. Kuminga's looking great as far as rebounds. He's got 3 rebounds in the first quarter. He's playing here in the second. He's got 10 points. Looney's got 11 and 6. No assists. But that's the one thing when you were saying rebounds and assists. I mean, when you take things like that stuff is just dumb. Because some of those guys don't get any assists. And you're just adding 2 extra points for no reason. Yes, he always can make a pass and get an assist, but it's not likely. Klay Thompson's 1 of 6, not going. So Chet's got 5. SGA's got 11. Casey Wallace has 7 already. His total was 6.5. Some of us took that. We did win the third quarter on the Bengals, the Ravens on 6-3.
Yep.
We've got 9 points in a fourth quarter going here. I assume the end of the game is going to be Tyler Huntley versus Jake Browning. We're still waiting.
Yeah, I mean,
on Tanner Hudson, Trevor Boyd. If any of those guys are playing, it'd be shocking. 87, is that Hudson? I don't know what. That's Hudson. There we go. We're not waiting on Hudson anymore. So we get our 2.5 with Hudson. He gets his 30 yards. So Tanner Hudson cashes. That's a good win. We've got a good chance to hit our Keaton Mitchell play.
Yards. I still think we need a few yards with Gus Edwards here. I think he was at 44, maybe.
He's got 44. Jackson's got 2 TDs. Obviously, the Andrews plays aren't going to work. The Beckham 2 catches. Yeah. We need a couple more from Flowers. Probably not going to get it. Keaton Mitchell still hasn't even hit any of his stuff. And that's 3rd and 8. Tyler Boyd drops it. He threw that ball into almost the entire Ravens secondary.
I mean, we almost need.
What is this?
We need the. We need the Bengals. He threw it
inside. He needs to throw it outside.
Need the Bengals to show some life here.
Yeah, it's not happening. They're punting.
I mean, I don't see them packing it in, but.
No, I mean the Ravens are going to do that. They're going to blitz and sit in zone, and it's going to be okay. Yeah. You're going to have to continue to make catches like that. There, you got the quick catch out to Hudson. At least that cashes without any issue. I'm trying to see if there's any. I mean, Keaton Mitchell would be the one thing I would look to be taking because he's got to get 1,000 carries here. I mean, you could take him anytime touchdowns plus 650. You want to throw $5 on that? It's probably worth a shot. Again, he can take it to the house. He's got spurtability. I don't have any props or stats. I would take those if I had those. Because he's going to get tons of carries. If they could throw to him one more time, that would be great. He's wide open when he's in there. He comes right out of the backfield. And he's got a burst to be able to make something happen. So they put Tyler Boyd right now. You could take for 30 yards. There's Mitchell again. He's going to get his 25.5, I think. Yeah, he's got 42 now, so. Yep. Good night. Yep, good night. I'll see you in the morning. No problem. Sorry, Dad. Yep. Here comes Mitchell. There's a nice run. So I think Amazon is behind like by 10 minutes. So they're just running Mitchell. Mitchell with 4 straight carries. So if you took Mitchell's yards like
Kind of can't believe that Buffalo fired Ken Dorsey. I mean, I can believe it, but I also it's kind of like I don't know that's the problem. I don't know that Ken Dorsey's the problem. I think the problem is Josh Allen can't quit throwing interceptions.
Correct. I
think that's the problem.
Yeah, I looked at that and I told my dad the same thing. What point is Ken Dorsey in trouble because the quarterback keeps throwing to the other team? How is that?
I mean, it's a scapegoat. Yeah, it's a scapegoat thing.
You could say, okay, they didn't
Josh
put guys
Allen
in the right situation. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Josh Allen he's great. He's trying to make something out of nothing, and instead of taking what's available to him, he's trying to force things constantly, and that ends up in turnovers.
Yeah, he doesn't take just what's there. Well, I mean, I think it's the same issue as there. I mean, the one thing you could say, okay, you didn't establish the run, but it wasn't Dorsey's fault they didn't establish the run. They tried to establish the run, except James Cook was dribbling the ball as he ran down the field.
Right.
That was a miracle that ball came back to him.
Oh,
that was 100% miracle.
So lucky. So lucky.
It's like, I broke through the line. Okay.
I've never seen anybody dribble a football like that.
Yep. I was shocked that the second half line was -2.5 in this game. I was just 100% shocked. I knew I should have hit this for like $5 bills. Should have been all right. Okay, what do I owe? What's my Christmas shopping budget? All right, here we go.
I kind of can't believe that Lamar is still in the game.
Yeah, especially
I guess
with the hurt ankle.
Technically, they're only up by 2 touchdowns. So
I think this is his last series.
I would say so. Yeah, I would say this is probably the end for him. If they score, this is probably it.
I mean, he's trying to run here. He's hurted himself several times. But it's like, all right, okay.
Yeah.
All right, OKC's up 18. Chet's got 7 and 4, 1 block. He always gets 2. Domingo's got 10 and 3. Saric, who they decided to start because he had such a good game last game, has 0 points, 0 rebounds, and 0 assists. I think that was a mistake. Wiggins misses another shot. I don't know what's up with Andrew Wiggins. He's just not the same. Hey, you're going to punt? Come on, guys. If you make me lose this 2.5 because you guys are just a bunch of punks, that's just terrible. Yeah, the announcers are like 10.5 to go. Believe it or not, Suns is on TV. We're sorry for this still playing.
Mm-hmm.
NBA TV. Let me watch this tragedy. My dad's like, what's this NBA TV? I don't get that. I was like, yeah, you do. You just don't ever watch it.
Mm-hmm.
NBA TV. If the U.S. doesn't score with a man advantage, hey, there we go. All right, we got a chance here. The U.S. has scored 3 goals in the last 6 minutes. They're not going to score again. It's 3-0. 93rd minute. All right. This Golden State team, and I'm going to get into basketball here, is so flawed. It's unbelievable. Jack, I had 9.5, so Keaton Mitchell has not cashed his yards for me. All right, we got an air ball here by, I don't know who that is. That's not good when I don't know who it is. All right, OKC is just playing the backups and still running up the field scoring. All right, the OKC bench has scored 22 points. The Golden State bench, because Looney had a pretty thing, scored 19. Domingo's got 10. He's back in. So let's see if he can get 2 more rebounds here. It's only the second quarter, so I'm not really worried. Josh Giddey hasn't had a real good season at all. I was able to pick him up after one guy dropped him on waivers. I was like, really? You dropped Josh Giddey? Okay.
Yeah, that was a questionable drop. My buddy messaged me and he was like, "Somebody dropped Josh Giddey," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not sure how many of the guys in this league are super experienced with the NBA, with fantasy NBA."
I mean, well, one thing I will say, he hasn't done shit. Really, he's not the same type year that he had last year. So,
yeah,
like,
but that's not a guy you drop.
No, I mean, like
You either hang on to him and wait it out, or you try and trade him.
Yeah, he definitely could have traded him.
Yeah,
he definitely could have traded him. Like, I looked up on waivers. I was just looking in the morning, and I looked. Not only did he drop them, he cleared waivers. So none of us were paying attention. He wasn't good enough to appear on the top sheet of anybody's player because he didn't have any stats.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, all right. I was shocked that I was able to just grab. And then I was like, oh, I got to drop somebody. I don't really want to drop him. And I'm like, okay, well, it's Josh Giddey, so I will drop him just to be able to pick up.
Right.
Yeah. So my Lonnie Walker pickup for tonight versus you picked up 23 points for me. So that was a good pickup for Lonnie. So the matchup is still 6-3.
I picked Paquez and Duncan Robinson, I think.
So you're going after threes. That's your thing, because it's 49-46. So I could see how that's a winnable, and you're probably going after steals.
Yeah, there were a couple. Yeah, I think it was points, threes, and rebounds. I think were the categories that I could still manufacture.
Yeah. I'm not even watching. Something happened. Yeah, they went 3 and out. That's what happened. Browning got sacked. Browning hit Mixon, and Mixon ran for 3 yards. At what point is Mixon going, just stop? Jackson coming out on the field again. Can't believe I lost my quarterback. So what else you been up to? Just work?
Same old. Yeah, working. I've been on vacation this week. I was in Florida. Came home.
Yeah. How was your citrus festival?
It was good. It was good. everything named after a citrus fruit.
Yeah.
Man, it's freaking hot.
So you're trying to tell me I'm at Camping World, and I'm like, Camping World is what the name of the UCF is playing. How are you at a rock concert for 3 days and UCF is playing on Saturday?
It's freaking hot, dude. It was like 80, 88 or 89 degrees and like insanely humid. I'm like, what is going on? And they're like, I was watching
it was
the
hot.
news when we got there.
I've been in shorts since I've been down here. So.
Yeah, I was watching the news when we got there, and they're like, yeah, it's unseasonably warm weather for this time of year. And I'm like, Jesus, this is ridiculously hot for almost Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's been in the it's been in the 80s. It'll generally only get down to the 70s. To be honest, like it's been rained this week, so this whole week has been in the 70s.
Yeah,
he was in. So, yeah.
I mean, only that Friday.
I mean, I've been short since I've been down here.
That Friday that we went was really hot. Because the sun was out and everything. But Saturday and Sunday weren't bad because it was kind of, I wouldn't say it was overcast, but it was, mostly cloudy.
Mm-hmm.
It was mostly cloudy, and there were, some spurts of rain. The humidity, was pretty high, all the days we were there, but not too bad. And honestly, I mean, the weather here
comes
the weather
Dubs.
here has
Dubs on a 7-0 run.
Hasn't been that bad for this time of year. I mean, we've been in the mid probably upper 50s to like mid 60s over the last 3 or 4 days here, and then tomorrow we're supposed to get rain, and then it's supposed to be down in like the 40s then starting over the weekend. So I think we're probably at the end of the line for the decent weather.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we
how
had
long are you there
Giddy
for?
And probably 2-3 weeks. I haven't decided. Either down there the first week of December or the second week of December.
Yeah.
The issue is when I come back the second week of December, it's kind of hard, like, to get all the Christmas stuff. We gotta get a tree.
Sure.
We gotta get all that. So
Yep.
So. All right. OKC has weathered the storm here after a 7-0 run. Has gone on their own little 5-0 run right now. Get it back up to 15. Led by a Josh Giddey 3, because we needed the 3, and it's going to be an offensive foul on SGA here. Get back to 13. Beckham catches the ball. He reverses field, and then he gets crushed by the linebacker, and he asks for help. And there's a flag on the field, which is 30 yards back where it was.
Gus Edwards cashes his rushing yards.
Okay, cool. I told that.
I mean, the crazy thing is that it might have seemed like it took forever for him to cash that number. He only has 8 carries. He's over 50 yards with 8 carries. So it's like, yeah, it did take a while for him to cash that number, but I mean, dude's got like, he's got like a pretty decent yards per carry on how many carries he's actually gotten.
Look at this. Beckham went off the field hurt. What a shocker.
He's got 3 receptions though, right? You took the 2.5.
Yep.
I took the 1.5. I think he's yeah, I think he's got 3 catches.
He's got 4 catches.
Oh, there was another. Yeah, I just saw him catch the last one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got 4
Man.
for 116. And everyone said, "Oh, look at him, he's great." I was like, "Well, okay, whatever."
I mean, it was that last one was kind of a broken play.
Yep, it's a good play for him.
Mm-hmm.
Dario Saric misses a 3, throws it to Dario Saric. Saric wings it around. Chris Paul. Wiggins kick out to Dario Saric for 3. He hits it. I mean, the over in this game was free money. It's 226, so we're going to get about 127, 128 first half.
Mm.
All right. You have foul. SGA drives, gets hit. And they call out of bounds. OKC is not getting any calls. I will flat out tell you that right now. OKC misses a bunny inside. Golden State has a chance to get this to under single digits here. It's a question whether Baltimore kills the under right here. First and goal, 5 minutes to go. Jackson to the 3. Sorry. Gus Edwards to the 3. They're trying to get you to
I will
take the
take
over
either of
47
them
and a half.
scoring a touchdown here.
Yep. They're trying to get you to take an over 47 and a half. The Ravens aren't going for 2. And after this touchdown here, this will be it. So you can take the Ravens minus 20 and a half. Because probably a high first and goal from the 3. Touchdown, Edwards.
Nice.
And that should give you the over 20 second half, so we should cash that. Thought we would. Maybe we won't. That's only 51 points. That would be okay. There. No, it's not over 20. How is that? Oh, it's only 46, 47 points.
Yeah, they had 2 field goals.
Oh, it's 46. Okay, 46 and a half.
Yeah, they had 2. They had 2 field goals. The Ravens had 2 field goals and a touchdown. So it's 13. I think.
Yep. 13 to 3. Well, the Ravens second half is like cash easy. That minus 2.5 is free money. All right, Saric hits another 3. Gets it down to 7 with 1.3 seconds. Kenrich Williams can't get the 3 off, and it's a 7-point game. 127 points scored in the first half. That's a plus 6.5 right now. We'll see what they just can come with that one. All right. Well, it's 47. Somehow this game goes over. God, I tell you, the second half is dreadful.
Yeah. Yep, it's been bad.
It also shows if Caden Mitchell doesn't score running away, he's not scoring. I mean, I'd put his cap at 30 yards. They're probably going to try to start giving you his thing at like 35. It's like, oh, it's only 35 yards. He's easy going to get 35 yards. Baltimore has actually thrown to 11 different guys. 10 of them the catch caught it. Oh. Call out Ravens minus 3.5? Yeah. As soon as Burrow went down, you could have called Ravens minus 3.5. Not a tremendous call there. Win's a win. no matter how it comes by. St. Louis has not scored for San Jose. That team has beat some very good teams at home, which is very shocking. They're not going to beat them anywhere else, but yeah. Like I said, I had 10 parlays with the Ravens money line, so I'm not too worried. I'm going to walk out of here pretty nicely. Would I like the USA soccer team to score another goal? Yeah, I would have. That didn't happen. That was kind of really pissed off. All right, last play of the game. I'm going to take second half over 110.5 in the OKC Golden State game. All right, what time do you want to call this? Anything? Oh, do you want to go through the NFL stuff? Is there anything you like?
I don't have anything. I didn't even look. I didn't even look at NFL.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Honestly, I'm so. Yeah, my NFL has been so up and down this year. I'm probably mostly props from here on out.
Yeah, I've thought of that. I've actually been pretty well in NFL in the picks. I've done too many props. I've looked at it there and I was like, I've done way too many props. I need to look at a game and say this is the best thing I like for the game, and that's it. And that's the one prop I'm doing, and that's all I'm doing. I mean, yeah, I just can't get in the spot where I go from up 4 units for the night, ending on Sunday night, and then be like, oh, all right, I'm down 8 units. How the hell that? Oh, they just killed him. Well, Jake Browning's learning how to play quarterback.
The standalone games. The standalone games have been really good for props for me, mostly. Monday night, Sunday night, Thursday night. Those games have been really, really good for props.
We've had some crap Sunday night lineups.
We have.
And it's like, do you want to take Vegas or do you want to take the Jets? Okay. Gun to my head. Vegas should win. But really, if Jets score early, it's going to be tougher for the Vegas to score versus the Jets defense. And then you come back and it's like, can't do it.
Yeah, I'm really kind of surprised that they didn't that they didn't flex the Browns game into the Browns Steelers game into Sunday night. Of course, that was before Watson was.
I mean, it's not a bad
number
game.
Of games
what we have, Minnesota Denver looks like a pretty good game.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Seattle. Oh, look at Browning go! Look at Browning go! Look at Browning. Good run by Browning. Yeah, that's gonna submarine their season.
Yep.
This is where tomorrow you go to the guy who owns Jamar Chase and you're like, all right, what do you want for him? Pack of gum. All right.
Yeah, I just traded for in one of my other leagues. I traded for Austin Eckler. Just got accepted like an hour ago here. So that's nice.
What'd you trade?
Pollard and Deontay Johnson.
Probably a good thing if Pollard can't score. He's allergic to the end zone.
That it's just been. I got to get him off my team. I have to get him off my team.
And Deontay Johnson, I had no issue giving Deontay Johnson up.
Yeah, my team. Let me see. That team right now is I'm 5-5 with Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard, Deontay Johnson, Devontae Adams, Hollywood Brown, Michael Pittman. So I was like I'm able to give up, between Deontay Johnson, Hollywood Brown, and Michael Pittman. Those are all basically the same player. They're all basically the same guy. So I figured I upgraded my Tony Pollard, and it cost me a Deontay Johnson, pretty much.
Yeah. Look at Browning run. Yeah, see, he's grabbing his collarbone. His shoulders definitely. Look at Cincy's going to try to score here and take away someone's heart. Well, at least they'll give us the second half over 20 if they do. All right, so Gilgis is now 27.5. Trying to look and see second half if there's anything worth taking. I've been doing really well these second half, taking PRAs and points props based on. I mean, sometimes you get a favor, sometimes you see the value of how the game's going. As long as the guy doesn't have to play it for. What I've found is you don't pay a premium. So if a guy got 10 points and you cap him generally as a 16-point score, for him to now get 15.5, I'm not paying a premium on that. I can do that for a small fee. And I'm going to take it. So like Giddy at 15.5 points. Kind of like that. That's kind of where I'm in. We're just taking the shots. He's got 10 points. I like his chance to get 3 baskets. Chet at 12.5. Freaking love that. Jamar Chase scores. There's the second half over 20. Oh, come on. Don't try to play this off and say all of a sudden. If they go for 2, I'm going to shoot them.
They're not going for 2, are they?
They're going to go for 2 and to screw the -2.5 of everybody.
No.
No, probably not. The quarterback's on the bench. They get the extra point. 20 to 34. 54 points. Cash the second half over 20. Like I said, that was the extra just in case it doesn't go through. So as long as Baltimore doesn't figure out how to take a knee here.
3. Yeah, it's 3. All right, I got it. Yeah, that 2.5 is good.
That's why I said 2.5 made no sense.
Yep.
All right, I might give us another play. Case and Wallace over 9.5 points. I see Case and Wallace getting 4 more shots up. He's got 7 points right now. It's going to be a fast-paced second half. I think he can get 2 baskets. See, like here, to me, this is a premium. Clay's got 5. You got to take him at 14.5 to score 10 points. Not playing well. He's 1 of 7. Not shooting well. I'd be more interested in taking Dario Saric. He's got 8 points, back-to-back games, played really well. He's got 8 points, hit 2 threes at the end of the game, end of the first half. Domingo's got 4 rebounds, by the way. We need 1 rebound in the second half. Just 1 rebound by the starting power forward. 1 rebound. All right, let's look at some PRAs that we like. All right, so we're looking at Chet. Chet's at 23.5. He's got 13. So I had him at 14 points, which is 7. I had him at 8 rebounds, which is 10. So maybe one more assist, that'd be 11. Kip's got 23.5. He's got 13. I mean, there's a little bit of value there by a point. So probably worth a little play. And my stuff just went away. It's back. But why are they in a regular offense? Why are they taking a knee? Running up the gown. There's Gus Edwards. Still running for whatever reason. I don't know why. All right. Probably take Josh Giddey, so we're not going to look to take him anymore. Shea's got 19, 21. Shea's got 22 on the PRA. They're asking to take 42.5. See, that's where I like, okay, that's a premium. I'm not sure I like that at 14.5. All right, let's look at the Gold State guys. Looney's got 11 points and 6 rebounds, but he's only played 10 minutes. Kind of figure that minutes are going to go up. He might be on a minutes restriction tonight, too. I might look at Rudy's rebounds only. Look at Kuminga's rebounds live. I think Kuminga gets 2.5 more rebounds. And I can get him at 2.5 more rebounds for plus money. I think the end of game, Looney's going to play. All right, 34-20. All right, so let's go through D's thing and see. Most of these plays are D's. We'll see how it goes. 4-2 Flames. All right, so we hit both second half plays. Ravens minus 2.5, over 20, both hits, no issue whatsoever. We hit the play to whatever his name is. He said him we trust, but apparently I don't because I forgot his name already. We hit Hudson. Hudson cashes at 2.5. He actually gets a 4th catch, which I said he gets 4 catches every game. It's something you should watch. Hudson, 4 catches, over 3.5 cashes as well. That was plus money. We lose Tyler Boyd. That doesn't come through. We didn't play anything with Chase. There was way too much for premium on that. We lose Joe Burrow's passing yards. Doesn't come through. We hit Gus Edwards' rushing yards. Keaton Mitchell's rushing yards goes over. He misses passing yards. Mark Andrews' receptions and yards does not come through. Flowers does not get 4.5 catches. We do get the Beckham over 2 catches. That cashes quite easily. That's a pretty good game. So we hit the Ravens first half. Baltimore, that cashes without any issue. I think he gave Cincy money line. Obviously, the events changed that. Cincy over 45 does not cash. Pittsburgh over 45 does cash. Cincy plus 3.5 doesn't cash. Edwards, we already said that does cash. Boyd didn't cash. I'm trying to get to the hockey plays. I don't know how we did there either. All right, G's hockey plays. Columbus money line doesn't cash. Vegas pushes. Tampa Bay doesn't go over. Seattle's still playing. They're up 2-1. That looks better. Kings are doing better. That looks good. Santa's Blues are losing. Vegas Blues parlay is still alive. Tilly does not come through. Hamilton, Petrangelo definitely doesn't come through. Hamilton, I don't know if Hamilton does anything. He loves Dougie Hamilton. He does get a point, so that comes through. All right, so up and down day, coming back, first time there. We got a lot of college football plays. We'll go over, come back, overlook, rewind if you want to see all the college football plays, go to halftime. I didn't write them down since I'm on location here. Other than that, we should be back. Rich, let me know if you want to go Sunday or Monday.
Okay.
Obviously, next Thursday is going to be out. It'll be Thanksgiving. So but we'll see. We'll get together. We'll go either Sunday or Monday of this week. All right. See you guys. Thanks for joining us. See you, bud. Thanks, Rich.
See ya.